I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
All right, we are live here from 10 Drink Minimum Studios, downtown Albuquerque. There's a little bit of feedback. I guess first order of business is one of us is MIA, so we don't know where James is. So if anybody out there knows where James Smiley is, please tell him he's missing the show that he's supposed to be on.
We're going to start putting him on milk cartons.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Holly, will you take... Here, let me pan over to you. Will you take the bar? Will you take control of the bar?
I will.
Because we got a special drink tonight from our guest who's in studio from the Red Light Cameras, Amanda Machon. Is that how you say it?
Machon.
Machon.
You nailed it. You did great.
Okay. I always, and it's funny, like, you could tell if I, like, was lazy that day, and I'll go, like, we had a guy on last week, and I was like, and your last name is? Whoops.
It's Basuda.
And who are
That's
you?
what it is. Yeah.
And you brought us... Like, we were supposed to have Kentucky Mules. James was supposed to be here. James was supposed to make that. I don't know where he is. So you saved our ass and brought Spahget.
I did.
Right?
Les Spahget.
Les
yes.
Spahget. Can you? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Can you explain what that is?
Yes, absolutely. So my dear friend Missy Augie
Can I have one?
introduced me to this beverage. It's Miller High Life, Aperol, and lemon, and it's delicious.
Aperol sounds like something I clean the bathroom with. I was cleaning the bathroom with Aperol the other day. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Getting it clean.
It does. It's like it's got that all in
It's
it.
that
Pine
purple
salt,
stuff. Yeah.
Aperol.
Aperol.
But it's actually an aperitif. It's an Italian aperitif. So it's kind of similar to like if you've had Campari, which is in like a Sazerac, other things. Yes. So it's like Campari's milder cousin.
Oh boy.
In my opinion. So you drink a little bit of the Miller High Life. This is how you make it. Drink a little bit. Gotta get it below that label. That X marks the spot.
Give me the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought up Campari.
I did. I'm a Campari fan.
There's a reason why I'm glad you brought it up. I don't know if you're gonna like this.
I don't know. I don't know if I am.
So, I mean, you've done the show before, so technically you don't have to do this, but we have a special alcohol for all new people to take a shot of.
Okay.
And it's called Jepsum's Malort.
Oh, I've heard about this. That's like Canadian whiskey, isn't it?
It's
Chicago.
It's
Chicago.
Chicago.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I knew it was a C. I had a C.
It is not. Yeah, it's Chicago.
Chicago. I have heard about this.
Would you do a shot of Malort for us?
Will you do one with me?
I'll do one with you.
Excellent.
I'll even do it.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh! If it's a family affair, then I'll definitely do one.
So in that dishwasher behind you,
Ray's like,
there's
I am
shot
no
glasses on the
dummy.
top.
I will watch.
They had me do 2 the first day that we did it because they felt that that I needed it, apparently.
And you said you don't want to do one, Ray?
No, I'll do it. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I'm like, Ray, come on.
Yeah.
4 shots of Malort. I've had so many people
Yeah.
hit me up after we started doing this, and they're like, I'm kind of curious, not going to lie. And then other people will chime in, don't be.
Yeah.
Don't be curious.
Right, like just take the the rubber band off of your mail and just chew on that.
Yeah.
And that's about the taste you'll get there. Yeah.
And then we have a full chat room
Oh,
already.
I'm
Jesus.
ready.
Full on. So if you guys have any
Yay.
questions for Amanda from the Red Light Cameras, go ahead and ask. I
also told people to like
Yeah.
say hi and I'll shout
Oh, yeah.
them out.
it's
It's-
over there.
Oh,
It's on top of the vending machine.
found it.
I have a question for you. So we've already had you on the show before, so this is kind of like a second, so we can probably play. Ray has a ton of questions for you, I'm sure. I have some for you.
Excellent.
So, being high profile in the city of Albuquerque, how weird is it for you? Okay, so here let me preface this question. So, like, I'll say something like, hey, we're going to have Amanda on the show. And people will be all, oh, my future wife. Nice. and I've heard that many times from people. So does that ever freak you out, or is that ever weird to you?
I think that's all about how you. I'm like, ooh, so many students. No,
Oh, I mean, I've had it.
no, I mean, I think it's all about how you handle it. Like, I have some people who say that to my face,
Yeah.
and I have no problem with that. I'm like, oh, love.
God.
But yeah, I think that the people who are like, she's my wife. I'm like, no, that's
No. And then, like, I actually got to meet your boyfriend.
Yes.
And it was really because you were like, I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you got to meet him. And
Oh, why is it hot?
I think the
Oh,
shot glass.
the
is-
shot glass was in the
Oh,
dish.
okay. I thought it
but
was the liquor. I
but
thought
I
the
assure
liquor.
you, it's not going to make it any worse.
No,
I
no,
thought the liquor
Yeah.
was fighting back. I
it's
was
like,
like, Jesus.
oh yeah, it's just like burns though. Yeah, it's like melting the glass.
Yeah.
It's just like lava.
If it sits in there too long, it starts glowing.
All right, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold on. Let me switch the camera here. I want to switch it to you.
To me, so you
Yeah.
can see my
Oh
terrible
yeah,
face.
yeah. So,
And there's a bit of an introduction that she needs to do, right?
yeah, you have to say like, my name is Amanda, and I'm about to do a shot of Malort.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. My name is Amanda, and I'm about to do a shot of Malort.
Oh, go
Cheers.
for it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh God. How you feel about that?
I mean, it wasn't.
Hold on.
Hey, give it a second.
Give it a second.
It takes time.
It's a slow burner.
Like, kind of just tastes like rubbing alcohol.
yeah.
Tastes like rubber
was
bands
like-
to me.
Oh.
Hot rubber bands.
Oh, what's it doing to my mouth?
Yeah.
Ah.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Why is it? I was like, guys, this is not. I don't know if I'm just like an
Yeah.
alcoholic or
No.
what.
I love that. So people go, that ain't bad, and then they go, just doesn't go away, does it?
No.
No, it
That's
sticks.
That's a slow burn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I see why you were like Campari.
I was like, it's funny you brought up Campari.
Why you brought that up?
What do
Maybe
you-
that's why I'm like, oh, it's not.
So what do you think of that? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I've done worse.
Oh, really? I don't know if I have. It was funny because like I've seen people drink it and they're like, it's not as bad as that. And then I saw Ray drink it and Ray was like, that was just as bad as you said it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I think is worse is Jägermeister in Germany.
Okay.
It's stronger because
That-
they don't have as many regulations on it.
Oh yeah.
It is.
And everybody's like,
Harsh.
it's made of the blood.
I will say the bad thing about it is it's not getting as bad every time that I do it. Like I'm getting more accustomed to it. By the end, I'm gonna be like, serve me up that Malort all
Yeah.
day, every day.
I'll give you some more if
No
you want.
thanks.
Okay.
No, not
Just
yet.
saying.
Today's not that day.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
sure?
It's like I just took a bag, like a plastic bag, with like rubber bands in it, and then like
Yeah.
chewed it in my mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then took it out and tried to like.
Yeah. That's accurate. Accurate.
That's pretty much.
That's
what
a pretty
it's
good. That's a pretty good.
Yeah.
Ray, do you want one of
That's a
these,
pretty
Ray?
good.
Oh yes, please.
The spaghetti.
Yeah.
The spaghetti.
Missy Augie.
I'm gonna
saving
say.
the day.
I'm gonna say the spaghetti is a hit, and I do remember you posted. Someone posted this.
I did. I posted
Yeah.
it. So Missy posted it,
Okay.
and then my boyfriend we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
He's like super into cocktails and mixology, and he was like, "Oh, we're making this," and I was like, "I don't know. It's one of the like, I'm not a big beer drinker." And then we made it, and
Yeah.
it was fantastic. And I posted it on my Instagram. I was like 3 spaghettis in, and I took like way too long taking this picture, but it's in my Instagram.
I think it's funny because like Holly Ann and I, there's the Tim and Eric, and the big, the character Spahget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so there was like,
obsessed with it.
and so every once in a while I'll hit up Holly and I go Spahget.
Look, there's a reason I brought this today.
We
Right.
we literally, if I see a meme, I think of Chris, and
Right.
then I'm like, I need to send this to Chris. Everybody was talking about. I didn't get to say the thing because I was concentrating. I'm not ashamed to say you're my #1 girl crush in town.
Ooh,
Oh
girl.
dang!
Thank you, my babe.
You're
Like,
welcome.
The feeling is mutual. I love you.
Thanks.
Yes.
And you guys,
And like,
yeah.
and happy International Women's Day.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
On that note, Month. It's Women's Month.
Is it Women's Month as well?
Yes, it's the month.
Tis. Interesting, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was a different month. I guess not. No, it's not October. October is
It's every month.
It's
Chris.
every month.
That's
It's every
exactly what you
single
were
day.
going to say, wasn't
Women
it?
are the most important thing in life.
Thank you.
There you go.
Because without us, there would be none.
There would be no
right. There'd
life.
be no life. It's true. Fair enough. Very true.
Holly's wearing her ovary shirt.
I
I
am.
love that shirt. The picture I
Thanks.
posted of you today is that shirt.
Oh, you're
Now
so
that I finally
sweet.
tagged you in
Aw.
it.
I know. I just got the notification. I'm like, there it is. This is actually from one of my favorite comedians from New Orleans, and he gave it to me because I'm an ovarian cancer survivor. So, yeah,
That's pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
he is awesome.
I was not here for the last time that you were on the show, so this is actually my first time getting to meet you.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
our first time.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Ray at all?
No,
No,
it's okay.
yes, Ray and I go so far back.
No. So Ray is a retired professional wrestler.
Ah,
And he,
basura.
Yes.
do you know what that means? You know what that means? So Ray's character was the Trash King. Basura means trash.
Yes, I was the king of trash.
Ray means king.
Yay! I'm happy to be in the presence of royalty.
Yeah.
Somebody actually asked me that. They're like, "Does he know his last name means trash?"
I got
I get
asked
that all the time.
so often,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think, well, it's a family name, so tread lightly.
Yeah.
Everybody
start.
asks
Yeah.
me that.
Yeah.
I had a show last weekend, and 4 people were like, "Does he know his last name means trash?"
Does
Like,
Ray know
no,
he's
no, he
trash?
doesn't know
Yeah.
at all.
And I was like, "Well, he might."
But yeah, I did get an opportunity to catch one of your shows with Joe Quesada. I don't know if you know him much, but he is in the comedy scene.
Yeah.
But it was around like 2017 or so, and I took me to Marble, and he's like, "Oh man, you're gonna love these guys, and you guys killed it." And like since then, I've definitely like followed you guys and then like seen your stuff, and then
Thank you.
yeah, so it's nice to finally get to hear more of your stories and get a chance to.
Oh, I have a killer story.
All right.
You know it. I told you this already, but I haven't told this on the show. I guess I told this on the show. I don't know. So, Comic-Con in January. So, Ming Chen, big friend of the show, guy from Comic Book Man, he's in town.
Yeah.
And, Holly introduced us last Comic-Con. And then he like watches the show and listens to it. So he knows he's the guy that like when he comes to Albuquerque, he doesn't go do the tram. He doesn't go do the tourist shit. He like finds like the real Albuquerque. So he's like he texted me and he's like, I want to go get a Frontier burrito. I want to go and then Monte Carlo Steakhouse later that night, and then I want to go to Founders. And he had like an itinerary.
He had
from,
a list.
from the show. So we go and like we're going to Founders, and he's like, "Do you mind if I invite some people with me?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "Sure, I don't care, man. You invite whoever you want." And I had a space reserved down there, so I tell him, I was like, "Just tell them to say my name at the door, and they'll get in." And so it's Dante Bosco, who's Rufio from Hook, and then God, what is his name? The guy who plays the Red Skull. In the new Avenger movies, Russ.
I don't know the Scab's name.
And he's on Scabs. But then he's on The Walking Dead. So I mean, no one watches that.
He's no Hugo Weaving.
And then they had like all of their agents, their booking agents, and their like handlers. And so we all go downstairs and we're in Founders and we're drinking, and they're just like Ross Marquardt, that's his name. And we're drinking, and he's just like throwing money around. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, "All right, we got to cash out. We got to go see this band." And they're like, "What? Well, where's that at?" And I was like, "Oh, it's 2 doors down." And they're like, "Oh, all right." And it was you guys.
Yes.
So I bring like this whole entourage of like these people from Comic-Con. We walk in, and they're out on the dance floor. And Ross Marquardt thought you were the best shit ever. He was like filming you guys,
Dude.
and he was going nuts on it. And then out of nowhere, the song ends, and Amanda's like, "Is that Chris Burnett out there at the crowd?" And they fucking all turned and looked at me, and the one girl goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And that was the greatest shit ever.
You are the mayor of downtown.
You are the mayor of
You're the
downtown.
mayor.
I always
Apparently not.
The
Apparently not. There's someone going around.
Who's fighting
Oh,
you?
there's a lady.
There's a lady who keeps tagging the mayor of downtown as herself.
Yeah.
And
I've never heard of her.
she got thrown out of.
Oh, yeah.
Know your
I've
enemies.
heard about this.
So she got thrown out of and 86th from Founders the other night.
She did,
Oh,
which
shit.
is hard to do.
She doesn't know she's 86, but
Dude,
she is.
it's hard to get 86 in Albuquerque. You gotta-
You gotta
Dude, it
do
is.
so. You know what? I was 86 from Bert's Tiki Lounge, old Bert's.
Oh, girl, how'd you
years.
do that?
Well,
I'm like, I have friends who have laid on the floor.
Oh.
How
So-
did you do that?
Yeah,
Let
I've
me
been- I've
tell
been
you.
in there.
Everybody's had that
Yeah.
floor. Everybody stepped on that floor.
First of all,
and
gross.
stuck to that floor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right. They're
so
still
let
stuck.
me tell you,
My friend. Yeah.
like laying on the floor will get you 86 because also you have to be real drunk to lay on the floor in that place.
Oh, God.
But also, she's probably immune to the coronavirus now. Good for
I mean,
her.
that is yes.
You know.
He had a very
He.
awakening moment.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
that
was it he?
moment. Yes, I was like, you got to get off the floor.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You gotta get up.
Baby, you got to get up.
You gotta get. They're gonna kick you
like,
out.
You're like the manager of a boxer. Get up, you son of a bitch.
Exactly.
Just slap him in the face.
Mickey
Don't you
loves
know
it.
what's riding on tonight?
He's laying on the floor. He's like, cut me, I can't see out there.
We could both get dick. Shut up. I'm just kidding.
But I was banned for the longest time because when I was 21, I went to see some local band that I can't remember the name of, but they threw stuffed animals around at all their shows.
Oh, shoulder voices.
Shoulder-
Yes.
Yeah, that's
So-
Bobby
little,
Tucker's
little
band.
Bobby. Yeah. You don't know Little Bobby?
I don't know. I was
Bobby
drunk.
Tucker walking down the street.
Yeah.
Well, they were amazing, and I was super excited to be there.
Little
But
Bobby
I
would
was
love to hear
21,
I know, right?
and
Like we should tag him.
stuffed animals were like being thrown around, and a series of events happened. A girl threw up on the floor. A
Okay.
stuffed animal hit the floor.
Okay.
That stuffed animal hit my face. I lost my shit and punched people because I was mad. Because
You got vomit bear to the face.
yes,
Yeah.
it was bad.
Yeah, I'd be mad at that.
So then security comes because I'm punching people. They carried me out. And I was kicking and screaming at security as well because I was like, you don't understand.
the police.
So I was banned until Kurt Fletcher and I decided to run a monthly show there. And we had to actually talk to the owner to be like, how serious is this ban?
You're all,
And
here's a bag of cocaine.
I was,
Yeah.
I was like, is this pre-name change or post-name change? You just
Yeah.
be like, that's not me.
that's not me. I don't know who that
I
bitch
don't know
is.
who that
Yeah.
woman is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could have gotten away with it, but I wanted to be honest. But then they were like, it's not that serious. You're fine.
Oh, good.
But I love telling people that I was banned from the grossest bar in Albuquerque.
I don't know, man. Joe's is
Yeah.
grosser.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
Joe's is pretty gross.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But I love Joe's, so I hope I never get
sorry.
banned.
I have like the tiniest bladder.
Oh no, go for it. Yeah,
Can
we're
I do
good.
that really
Go.
quick?
I guess we'll hold it down for you.
We'll hold down the fort.
I was
I meant to before.
so I was actually talking about this last night because a band. So when I moved here 10 years ago. Oh, it's there. Yeah. So there was a band. There's a band that. There's a lot of bands that when I moved here 13 years, 12, 13 years ago, that are no longer around. And like one of them, Full Speed Veronica, was their last
fun
show
name.
last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
And I was sitting there and I was hanging out with a guy from Glitter Dick. Another
Even better name.
another
I
band.
love
yeah.
Glitter Dick.
Another band from that era.
Okay.
So Glitter Dick is pretty much they're gone. Full Speed Veronica's gone. Mm-hmm. Shoulder Voices gone.
Yeah, they
And-
don't play anymore.
Yeah, a little Bobby. Him and his, he got in really good shape. Met this really, really hot woman, and they got married, and they now live in Santa Fe.
Oh,
And
good for him.
yeah, I really enjoyed Little Bobby. Little Bobby, I mean, people say a lot of stuff about, like, it's funny because, like, they would bring a big crowd, and Little Bobby was a hustler. Like, he would get on the phone, and he would call people, and he would get gigs.
They always had a good
And-
crowd.
and
Always.
Were they the best band? No.
They were fun, though.
But they were fun, and they worked. And, like, people would, like, there was musicians that would get so mad, and they're like, I don't know why Little Bobby gets so many like bookings, and I go, because he gets on the phone.
Because he works.
Right.
He fucking works.
I mean, it's the same with, like, I imagine any entertainment thing. It's
Yep.
like, if you sit on your couch hoping to get phone calls.
Not
like,
gonna
like,
happen.
It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. You have to put yourself out there. You have to let people know who you are because, like, they're not going to call you up.
Yeah.
They're going to call up the people who've been putting in their shit, like they've been sitting it in.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
And you have to work. Like, I don't think
Right.
people understand how much work it takes just to, like, get a show.
Sorry.
and
Right.
so.
Just to get, people to come
Yeah.
to your show is the hard part.
Did you know
really.
that Full Speed Veronica's last show was last
I
night?
saw.
And I was talking about that, how like there's all those
know.
bands, like
We played with Full Speed Veronica at Old Birds.
yeah.
In and Shoulder Voices, and I was.
And I was hanging out with the lead singer from Glitter Dick last night.
I
Kindle.
miss Glitter
Yes.
Dick.
And so it was like this weird thing of me like thinking about all these bands that used to be around, like just literally were on rotation. I mean, they were just always like it was always like Glitter Dick, Shoulder Voices, Sad Baby Wolf, you guys. I mean, who else? I mean, and where have all these bands gone?
Man, I mean, I think
Porter Draw was pretty heavy rotation back in those days. They're not anymore.
they're still pretty.
Yeah.
They're still doing stuff.
Not
still pretty-
not like they used to though.
Red Light
Yeah.
Cameras has been on the scene for, is this going to be 9 years or 10
10.
years?
We
10
just had
years.
our 2020 was like a
Yeah.
big.
Oh,
We had
damn.
our
Well,
10 year together. 10.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
I
you.
mean,
Thank you.
They are like my favorite band in town.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You guys are so danceable and so fun.
Dude, that makes me happy because I feel like my goal for our shows and for people who come to our shows is release.
Yeah.
Because like that's what I get
Whoa,
with
whoa.
our music is like
Release.
well, and I have been told. Okay, sorry, I need to stay on one track, and then I'm gonna say this other thing. But for me, music is my release. It's my
Yeah.
it's my therapy in so many ways,
Sweet
and
release.
and coming in and being able to dance. I see people who come on their own and they're like, I needed to be here tonight.
And
I
dance.
needed to dance and let it out and not
Right.
dance with anybody, but like be here. That makes me so happy because I feel like that's what I was put here
And
to
you're also
do.
like so
It's so
high
fun.
energy and like and everybody like feels that
Oh, yeah.
and like gives it back. It seems like at
Yeah,
least in the
it's-
times that I've had the opportunity to see you there. But like I don't think that was just a fluke.
Thank you. I'm a
Yeah.
firm believer you put out into
Yeah.
the universe what you want back. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, let's have fun. But yeah,
I have a hilarious story about a red light camera show. So this was like pre-hamster, and I went out with my girlfriends and I needed to dance it out, and we went and saw red light cameras, and I think it might have been my friend's first time seeing you guys, and so I'm super pumped. And I'm dancing and having fun, and this guy next to me is super like dancing near me. And then I start jumping because, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We jump at your shows. And I feel this guy, like, his hands were around my waist, like, trying to assist me with the jump. And I turn around, and he's like, oh, I'm just trying to help you jump. And I'm like,
Yeah, it was.
I've been doing this on my own for quite a while. Like, stop touching me. And he would not leave me alone for, like, the rest of the night. And I was just like, dude, I'm just here to dance. I don't want you near me.
yeah, no.
So then me and my friend pretended to be lesbians, and it was great.
I actually have a funny story about that. So it's funny because a bunch of people, like I'll wave to people and
Yeah.
people will tell me.
Call them out in the crowd.
Yeah, or even if like I'm mid singing and I see you and I wave and people are like, I don't know if you were waving to me. I'm like, no, dude, I see you. Like I can see everyone out there for the most part, especially places like Marble and
Barney
things.
told me that I have a silhouette. He's like, I could see
You
a
do have
silhouette.
certain people have a silhouette. Like
Yeah.
it's funny because like the Rhythm Boys will come watch and I'm like, oh, I know that's the Rhythms band.
Yeah.
Like just in their silhouette.
I can tell
And
Chris
then I
by
can-
his laugh.
Yeah.
I know
Yes.
where Chris is in a crowd.
Chris will come out. Joe Anderson comes and I'm like, oh, I know that's Joe.
I saw Joe today.
But I see a lot of people and I'm like, yes, I was waving at you and I do see you. And there's been times I've broken up fights at my shows where I like see it happening. I'm like, stop. And I grabbed my friend Zinnia. I was like, look at me. Like, stop it. Look at me. And there was one time that this girl, I saw her getting like, and a dude was like standing like just too close to her and she kept moving and like moving around the crowd in this very specific way. Like she's with her friends, but like moving away from him. And I was just like, dude, back up. Like it's 2019. You can't do that shit anymore. And everyone's like, yeah. Like, I see you.
I see what you're doing.
I'm
Stop.
sorry I didn't see you and I couldn't save you. I would have
And-
saved you.
It's totally fine. Like, I don't want to, like, make it seem like men can't, like, appreciate a woman and hit on her or whatever. But do it in a nice way. Don't put your hands on me.
No. And I will also say, like, I take mild responsibility for any. Well, no, I don't. I was gonna say I've had like a lot of people who are like, we met at your show and we've been together for 4 years, and I'm like, yes, like that I will take responsibility for.
Take credit.
Yeah,
for
they're
that.
like, I'm like, I hope that I bring you together and make you canoodle, and
Well,
you're like, yes,
it's your guys' fault that the mayor of downtown thing happened. Do you know that?
no.
What? I don't even know that.
So
Why? Wait, why is that my fault?
well, hold on. In a good way. I'm not. So people
I'm
think I
not
hate it. I don't hate
responsible
it.
for
I love it. So one day, so my coworkers, I work with all these guys that like people that are kind of like socially awkward. Can I get a spaghetti or a beer?
Yes.
When you get a chance, or are you going to the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
I was trying to speak.
So I work with all these kind of like socially awkward people, and I realize that they kind of want to go out. They just are afraid of it a little bit, and then like I'm kind of a good conduit because I go out, and so then we would go out, and they would tell me, well, wow, you know, like a lot of people. I'm like, okay, that's cool, and I never thought anything of it. So one day we all go out. We were doing this thing where we would go to Dialogue Brewing every Thursday, and it just so happened you guys were playing at Rio Bravo, and it was like warm outside. And I was like, hey, you guys want to go watch this band play over at Rio Bravo? And they're like, I don't know, I guess so. So we walk in.
Oh, I remember.
You remember this?
I remember this show.
This is the genesis of the mayor of downtown.
All right, I'm
So
responsible.
we walk in, and my friend goes, I wouldn't be surprised if the band stopped and gave a shout out to Chris. And as he stopped talking, you did. It was like the craziest shit. Like, you go, is that Chris Burnett out there? And then Barney goes, Chris Burnett's out there? And Chris was still with the band. And he's like, what? And then Joey.
Yeah.
And they were just, like, floored. And they were like, well, you're the fucking mayor of downtown. And that's where it started that day. And it just blew my mind. Because it, like, just perfectly happened. Because the guy was literally saying it. And then it happened.
Do we know a date so we can tell the contesting mayor of downtown that it's been since that point?
2017.
Well, one of us will be dead by that point.
Okay, good.
Well,
That
and I
settles
feel
that.
like if Red Light Camera says it, it's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey.
You know?
But
if
it was
Red
just
Light
the cra-
Camera said it.
Yes. And it was the craziest fucking thing in the world because it was like,
Yes,
because
I'm
he
gonna keep
literally
that
was saying it, and then you guys did it. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And then, of course, everybody turned around and went, huh? And then turned back around and went, sing more.
Yes.
But I was like, just like, wow, that was crazy shit right there.
Dude, always. I love you. I will
Oh, yeah.
always, anytime I can see you, I will shout out to you. And you, and you, and you, and you.
Yes.
And all of you watching, thank you.
Yeah.
You got to see what you got to do for Ray, though. Is you go, there's Ray Basura, the trash
But
can,
I-
and then he needs to body slam someone
I
immediately.
gotta have
I
Ray's
will.
voice too,
Yeah.
because Ray's got that like I've got to be like a Ray Basura coming into launch
And
bag.
he just like, then when he, is that Ray Basura? And then he just like body slams
Right.
the person.
I'm like, hell yeah.
Everyone around the like it'll just become a thing, and then
Yeah.
everyone in the audience every time I say it'll be like no.
I'll just start throwing clotheslines in the mosh pit. I'm like, come on.
What does RLC mosh pit look like?
Ooh, I have seen that actually, and it's like yeah,
Yeah.
It's like nothing you've ever seen before.
because it's emotionally different.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I can say. Like,
Yes.
I've been in mosh pits before. Some that I've wanted to be in and some that I did not want to be in.
Something
and
happened. I don't know.
Some were
something happened and I was like,
accidents.
shit, you're in the mosh pit. But there have been times that mosh pits have happened and they happen at weird times. One time it happened at Low Spirits during Juice.
Oh.
And my
That's a
friend
weird mosh
Carly,
pit moment.
Yeah, my friend Carly got in a fight with this chick. And so, yeah, our mosh pits, like, have a lot of emotion behind them, I guess I would say.
Everyone's just fighting and
Yeah.
crying.
Kind of, yes. It's like, I'm not hitting you.
Yeah.
I'm hitting someone from years ago.
Yes.
But it is you.
Man, you have a lot of breakup songs. It's probably exes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I love going to your
They're
shows.
like just thinking of all
Oh,
their
sorry.
exes and just punching
I'm
people
like-
in the face.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's kind of it. I love going to your shows because always KK and Sada are there, the Two Stone Betties.
Yes.
Oh,
And
they're my girls.
I
too.
love dancing
too,
with
yeah.
them at red light camera shows because they're the best.
Dude, they're the best. And we have this like, dude, they always bring fans.
Well,
like,
Yeah,
it's so good.
They're so cute.
I don't know why we haven't had
they're
them on.
amazing.
We should have them on.
I have been telling you
Some
that
Betties on
for a year.
Well, book
Neither
'em.
of us. Usually, you and I are wearing some
Yes.
Betties.
Oh, I was gonna wear my Smash the Patriarchy ones
I
today.
totally-
Yeah.
Dude, I have my leopard shoes on, and I meant to wear. I have leopard hearts from them, and I meant to wear it to match. And I just, speaking of twosome, I smoked too much weed.
Oh, it happens.
It was like, I'm leaving the house, and I'm ready. And like, oh,
I'm good to
no.
Was
go.
that today?
It was today. I meant to wear it to even plug and be like,
Your
"Jeez,
work's
some
gonna call and they'll
Betties."
be like, "We heard that show. Heard you were on the drugs all day."
Oh,
And then you're all day.
All
It is
day.
Sunday.
on all the drugs.
Even whoever
The
you
Lord's Day.
look up to. It's
That's
my
a-
Lord's
yeah.
Day.
It's the Lord's Day. Yes.
I am allowed to on my Lord's Day.
You know
True.
who sat there before you in this chair? The Peter Travasani from the United.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
was a couple weeks ago, right?
He was so nice.
Someone was like, everybody's like, "Where'd you get this barber chair?" I was like, someone on Facebook was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give this away. First person to
Dude,
take
it's
it."
sweet.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice.
I was so stoked when I came here. Upgrades.
Upgrade.
Not that-
Upgrades.
yes. Last time I was on the show,
Yeah.
I just had a static chair.
What a trash hole,
Yeah.
right?
What a
Yeah.
trash hole we were in.
Trash
God, guys,
hole.
you're coming on up.
Wait,
You're
we're-
doing great.
Right?
Talk about a glow up,
Well, so-
man.
Talk about a glow up. 2020 for 10 drink minimum is all roses.
Well, yeah. Well, I kind of feel like there's a whole thing because we've been here in Albuquerque and you guys have been here in Albuquerque, and it just seems like they talk about the outlier thing where if you put in 10,000 hours of anything, you become an expert at it, and after a while, and it's just like one of those things where it's like everybody and their mom is podcasting, and then everybody's like, "Well, how do you guys get this, this, and this?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, we put in the time."
You stick
It's
with
time.
it.
And so like as you guys are the same, I mean, do you feel like you that's what you guys have done? It's just over and over. It's like every show, every
I
fan,
mean,
every
I think I suffer from imposter syndrome. Like
Okay.
I have
a
that
lot.
as
Like
well.
I get up a lot and like especially I finish shows and I'm like, whoa. Like I am fucking blessed and like I am
Yeah.
lucky to have that happen and I hope that like I don't think that'll ever go away. Like
Yeah.
I'm thrilled to be there whether it's 3 people or 300 people.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
But I oh no.
She's like, "Oh,
You're definitely not an
like,
imposter.
no, I-
but you did recently get to pay homage to one of the greatest female icons.
I did.
Oh my
I did.
God.
I did.
Yeah. So this weekend
I'm
you
obsessed.
were paying homage to Selena.
I do a Selena tribute show and it's
Yes.
awesome. And
Yeah.
so and along
I
with
was
the
gonna get there, yeah."
not so imposter syndrome, I just feel very happy to be able to do what I do.
Do you ever get flack for that, or do people like go, "Who do you think you are? You could do Selena?" Or
No, and I'm worried about that every time.
I think-
I am like my nightmare would be someone coming up and being like, "You suck."
Well,
I mean, which I think is
butchering it.
what
That's
I
the
think-
problem.
I would've-
You have
I
such,
think
like,
you
a
do
strong
such a good
voice and
job.
Energy. Like
Thank
if you
you.
were up there like fumbling through the words and tripping over your feet, maybe.
Yeah, I actually was talking to my mom about this the other day. I was about to go on stage and I'm like getting back and getting ready and like glittering and like doing the things and gluing on nails and I texted my mom because I remember when Selena died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
living
yeah.
in McAllen, Texas, which is
Wow.
actually
Yeah.
next door to San Antonio and Corpus Christi, and
Yeah.
that's where she was from. And I remember my mom like pulled over on the side of the road and was just like, we
Yeah.
listened to her music, we
Yeah.
cried and had a whole moment. And when the movie came out, she and I went and saw it together. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was getting ready to go on stage and I like texted my mom and I was just like, man, like I'm about to remember when I used to run around the house and be like, come on, no. And I wanted to. She's definitely one of my icons.
Right.
I have like 3 very iconic women in music who shaped
Okay.
me. For
Oh.
me, I guess 4. And she's one of them. And I really, the fact that we did it on a whim. It was not a planned thing. By the
Yeah.
fact it's grown into what it has become.
You did it at Meow
is
Wolf,
awesome.
what, a couple weeks ago?
Friday.
Yesterday.
2 days
Friday.
ago.
Yeah.
Couple
2
of
days
Fridays,
ago.
couple days. I meant days. Let me finish. Jesus.
It started as a total like post RLC show
Yeah.
boozy text to Casey Mraz and was like, hey, I was like, if you ever want to do a Selena cover band, I would be so down. And we should just do some covers of that in Los Metamorphos whenever you want to do it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, Amanda, I think we should do it. I think we could do a show. And I was like, well, okay, well, yeah. And so we got together, and I mean, the boys in the band are amazing. Daniel on bass, and Marco on drums, and Aaron on guitar, and Casey, and I, and now Nick is with us. Nick plays in so many bands around town, and the congas, and he's amazing.
Wow.
But we all kind of came together and made this show, and
it was crazy.
It started as a one-off in Tractor, and then people have gotten word of it, and it's been catching some traction. I love it.
How attended was the Meow Wolf show?
We had I don't have the final number, but we had 200 pre-sold.
Wow. What the fuck?
And so
it's
our
amazing.
last Red Light Camera show we had when we played with Sweet Roll and we played with Rhythms, and I'm totally
whoever else.
But yes, and Jessie Deluxe, and she's amazing. That show was 340 attendance, and it was like packed.
I mean,
but Selena was just at that as well.
Wow.
So
Right.
I didn't get the final count, but around there.
What's the capacity? Do you know?
Capacity at Meow Wolf is 400.
Yeah.
And you
it's
know what?
huge.
When you say 400,
Yeah, 400 people
It's-
in that venue
it's
is
squished.
hyped.
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
I saw Kurt Vile and the Destroyers there, and I had to like take breaks where I would go and be away from people.
Oh yeah. I mean,
It's packed.
as much as I love shows and love doing that, like I have kind of like crowd
Yeah.
claustrophobia.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm like, oh, okay, I need air.
I have
for-
this
for
same
minutes.
thing.
Yes,
at
and I'm like,
Founders
I have to go.
every Monday. I am so grateful every Monday that it's packed, which has been great the last few weeks. It's so packed you can't move.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful for that.
Yes.
I am not complaining at all.
Absolutely, no.
But there are so many times that I just have to turn to Royal and I'm like, I'm going to go get some air because
Yeah.
I get social anxiety,
I get
which
trapped
people...
in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, and I have social anxiety on top of it, which I know is weird because I'm a comedian. You wouldn't think I would have like social anxiety, but I totally do. And there's so many people that want to talk to you and touch you and hug you and shake your hand, and that's so great. I love that.
Yeah.
But when it's so packed,
Yeah.
I have to get air.
Yeah.
One, it's
And
very
it's-
hot down there.
And it's also like, I was actually talking to my friend Erica about this today. It's actually like you being a like public figure and being an entertainer in any way, you know, you give so much of yourself, and to constantly be giving yourself and giving and you feed off of other people. I feel
Yes.
like as entertainers. And
Right.
so even when you're not on stage, but you're in those settings,
Yes.
you're kind of like, I feel like I need to be
Like on the whole time.
and so you need to come back and have your
And what people don't get is like once you're like you can sustain that for so long,
Yeah.
and then your body goes up, decompress time,
Yep.
and it doesn't care. And so sometimes you're just like sitting in the booth at Launchpad or somewhere, and people come up, and then
Yep.
you're kind of like, hey, a second,
right.
yeah,
And I feel like people expect you to be
Yes.
on all the time.
on all the time, and it is. There are times like we've talked about this before,
Yeah.
where you're out with your significant other or you're
Yes.
out with
Yeah.
friends, and you're like, hey, like we're having dinner and I'm doing this thing, and I absolutely love. Like,
It's so good,
I
but-
love the support. I love everyone like having love and sharing their,
Yeah.
their stories with me and everything. But
Right.
sometimes I'm like, okay,
That's
now
enough.
I'd like to eat dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, okay. So the other night-
and that sounds awful, but I do. I'm like, damn it, I need to eat too.
Yeah.
So, but on the flip of that, like the other night, I was at Launchpad, and it was for like a memorial show for a friend of ours, and I'm talking to like somebody, and I'm my mindset is like, it was one of those nights where it was a memorial for someone from Albuquerque that passed away. So you have like the who's who of Albuquerque who don't
We
normally
played
come
that
out.
with you, yeah.
You were playing. And so I'm like talking to like this group of people, half of which I probably have never haven't seen in like months or years, and out of nowhere I feel like I have my arm down and someone touches my like forearm, and and I'm very sensitive to like people touching me. I know when it happens. So I look and there's no one. And I look down and it's a little woman. Like she was a little woman. Like she was maybe 9, 10 maybe. And I was like, yeah. And I had to and I'm 6'2". So I look down and I go, yeah. And she goes, are you the 10 drink minimum guy? And I go, I am. And she goes, I love your show. And I'm bent down looking at her and I'm just like, oh man, that's amazing. And so then I go, hold on. And I have my hoodie and I jump over and I grab my hoodie and I pull a button off and I hand it to her. And she's like, thanks. And takes off. And that made my day.
Oh yeah. It makes your day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember when I first started this show. So
and I still have that taste of fucking Malort in my mouth.
I know, me too.
Dude, I keep trying to wash it. I feel like we need to do like a shot of something else and get it out of our mouths.
we have things.
Oh, we have the double white whiskey.
Oh, I can't do that
Have you
again.
had
What?
Oh man.
No, is it double white beer?
Yes.
From...
It's double white.
It's the same grains.
Yeah.
After this story, I will totally pour shots for
No?
everybody.
You're saying no?
I say no to that.
We have.
What
we
about-
have
To that.
green chili.
I love and support Marble.
You know what?
I love and support Marble. Your double white.
The hot dog water.
I'm like, where am I?
Yeah.
I need to make a PSA.
I
Your
could
double
make
white,
shots out
I
of
cannot
this stuff.
Yeah.
It kills me.
We have green chili vodka.
Oh, I'll do a shot of green chili vodka. We'll keep it local. We'll keep it
That
spicy.
sounds good.
All right, so-
oh wait, I was in the middle of a story.
You
Sorry.
were hot. Holly, I'm so
no,
sorry.
You're fine.
I'm so
Everybody's
sorry.
fine.
It was probably me.
I just
It
don't want
was.
to
You were talking
forget
about
it
Malort.
because
Yeah.
when I first started this show, it's my best friend Crystal. It's her fault because she convinced me like, no, totally go do this podcast. It'll be totally fun. I was just a guest, and then. So, I, did my research. I was like, oh, this is kind of, people watch this. Okay, I'll go. And once I became part of 10 Drink, there was this weird thing where I forgot that every weekend I talk about my life
Yeah.
on this show.
Yeah.
And so I was in a bar, and somebody, sent me a drink, and they knew what I drink.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then he came up and he starts talking about stuff that I had talked about on the show, but I was so new to it that I forgot that I do this every
You're like,
week.
how the fuck?
And I was just creeped out. And he was like, I see that you're weirded out. I'm a 10 Drink fan. I listen to your show every week.
I was like,
I'm
backing
so
away
sorry.
from you.
And it was Chris. No.
Yeah.
And that was equal parts great and cool, but then also really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a double-edged sword. It's
Yeah.
it's there's so many times that I've lovely, wonderful people. I'll be working and people will come up and they're like, you waited on us the whole time and we just want to tell you that you're awesome and we love you. And it's like, oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of work. But it makes your day.
It
you
does.
know?
It's great.
It really makes your day. And there's times that I see people and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
The funny one for me is when so I had a group of coworkers. So it gets to the point where you don't have to tell people what you do. Other people do it for you around you. So I was with a bunch of coworkers. One of them was leaving, and some people that we work with that I didn't really know too well showed up, and so someone was like, "This is Chris. He runs a web show," and they're like, "Oh, okay." They're like, you know who you should have on? You should have that Lauren Poole on. And I was like, oh, I've had her on 5 times. And they're like, oh, you know her? And then all of a sudden they were like, oh. And it just cracks me up. It's like,
I geeked out so hard the first time I was hanging out with Chris and Lauren Poole walked up and I turned to Chris. I'm like, oh my God, do you know who that is? And he's like, yeah,
so cool.
Holly, we've had her on. And then she walked up and I feel like such a dork. But she walked up and she was like, oh, hi, and introduced herself. And I was just like, hi, you're so funny.
Dude, it's so funny. People, when we worked at Tractor, I've known Lauren for years. We were roommates.
Yeah.
We're she's like my sister. So it's funny because people are like, do you know Lauren? I'm like, yes, I know Lauren.
Yes.
I know
Yes,
Lauren
I
at a
do.
very personal level. I'm like,
you probably know her more later.
I love Lauren Poole. I'm like, do you know Lauren Poole?
Right. And then
She is
That
so
should be
sweet.
the game. Do you know Lauren Poole?
And then I guess so I stopped watching Better Call Saul. I need to catch up. I guess she was on one of the recent episodes.
She is.
Kind
Miss
of blew up.
Veronica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of blew up. So
Do you want whiskey or vodka?
are we doing the? I don't want the green chili.
I
vodka,
thought we
but-
were doing something to wash this Malort out.
So there's green chili
Yeah.
vodka. Do you want that?
I thought that's
I think that's what I said.
Okay.
Yes. Is that what are the options?
There's green chili vodka, regular vodka, double.
Are you trying to get rid of the green chili vodka? Is that
No.
why you're giving it
No.
to me? Okay.
No, it's just
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure.
And if we're gonna talk about these, I want to give a shout out to Safe House Distilling who gave us.
Ooh, yay!
It's the
okay.
Safe House.
I'll do Safe House.
Okay, that's what it is. It's the green chili vodka from them. Yeah.
Excellent.
And then do you want the whiskey or do you want vodka?
I'll do the vodka.
Okay.
Well, Amanda, while they're I'll go with the green chili.
Go for it.
While we're trying to figure out these drinks, we're talking about how great it is whenever people tell you that they love you. On the flip side of it, how much do you try to avoid like the dirt sheets and like the bad reviews? And like, is that something that you try to read into, or do you try to avoid it, or is there not as much dirt sheets out there? For
Hold on. Do you know what a dirt sheet is? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming it's it's a bad review.
Yeah, where people like you're just kind of talking shit.
Online
trolling you
forums.
and shit.
Sure.
I have been trolled before, and I mean, dude, hate is gonna hate.
Well, sure.
Like the thing is that I am very much that person that it's like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. So
right,
and that's it. And I'm clearly not going to convince you, and I'm not going to care.
Yeah,
and
it's actually
Chris,
intervention.
This is why you brought me on the show in the first place.
Thank you.
I was actually telling somebody this on Friday. They were like, they said, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "Yes, I am nervous because I'm performing as Selena."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't normally get nervous with red light cameras because it's just me.
Yeah.
And for me, and it is me in such a vulnerable way that like these are all of my words. Like you said, these are my relationships, these are my experiences, this is my therapy. So if you don't like me and you don't want to hear it and you don't connect to it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't take any offense to that, and I have enough people in my life and things that I can be joyous for, and people I know that love me, that I don't need to dwell on that.
Right.
You know, and I feel like it is a very slippery slope for myself being a Virgo, because I am completely obsessive.
Yeah.
So I know myself. Dude, I will leave here and be like, "Oh, you should not have, you said dick. You should not have."
I do that
and I will be
too.
thinking about that at 3 a.m. I did it twice. And you'll be thinking about that at 3 a.m. And so I can't look at that stuff.
Good.
And and so before I was just focused in red light cameras, I actually was very big in the theater community.
Yeah.
And did a lot of theater.
That's
and
right. Were you part of Blackout?
Blackout?
I did 2 musicals with Blackout. 3 musicals.
Okay, 'cause I
2
kinda
musicals with
remember that.
Blackout. I worked with Blackout a bit. I worked with Trick Lock a little bit. I worked with, I went to school at UNM
Worked
for
with
theater.
Blackout. I Blackout.
So many through lines. Worked with a couple of other, I worked with Working Classroom. Theater is my base. That's actually where Barney and I met.
Barney
And I met, and that's where we started the band from.
Wow.
I was in Rent at UNM. I was Mimi. And and Barney, Chris came and was like, "Oh my gosh, we should get this girl." And Barney was like, "I know that girl. I will get her to come to our practice." And I came, and that was the story of Red Light Cameras. But I've even then, because like Journal would write stuff, UNM Lobo would write stuff, and it wasn't always nice. And I didn't, I mean, knock on wood, and lucky enough, like I didn't get a whole lot of like
bad press.
But there was definitely some that it was like, it's just not your cup of tea. And I feel like you have to look at art that way in general. You know, I always I teach a dance class to kids, and I always tell my kids, you don't yuck someone's yum.
Yeah.
And we have a no nasty policy. If you may not like it, but somebody else may like it, and it may be somebody's favorite thing. Like someone deep down has a very deep love for garbage and sugar cult at the same time.
Right.
And so you have and you can't hate on them for that. You know,
can't.
Like there's a reason Nickelback is popular, and we don't hate any of those people.
Juggalos are a big community.
There we go. So many examples of you don't yuck someone's yum. It may not be your thing, but
so let's do this shot real quick.
Okay,
cleanse our palate from the Malort.
Cheers.
To
Cheers.
10
To
years
friendship.
of Red Light Cameras.
to 10 years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And to
Thank you.
friendship.
And
And
to
to
friendship.
friendship.
Yeah, friendship
Cheers to
secondary, I
friends.
guess.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys
Cheers
are
to everyone
all right.
watching. Thank you.
Funny you say that. So there's people in the chat and said
Ooh.
in Jacob Salas, you know,
Yes.
he said anyone
Jakey.
troll Amanda, they can come talk to me.
Oh, Jakey, thank
they
you.
can come catch these hands.
Oh, he is. He's fighting. He's oh god. He'll have to tell me. again, but I'm.
Have you ever had
jujitsu or
Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Yeah.
I think so. I think that's what he's doing. But Jakey, you can be my
Ming Chen is
bodyguard.
It's way Ming Chen.
Hey, Ming Chen.
Well, I was like, anyone who may be following you sees that you're on a bit of a journey yourself. You may be in fighting shape in no time.
Oh my
You
God.
wanna talk a little bit
Thank
about your
It's so-
challenge that you've been working towards.
It's so motivating too. Oh my gosh.
Girl, you got to come with me.
I know.
Let's
What's
do it.
going on?
I'm
What's
gonna
going on? I'm in
I'm
the
gonna do
dark
another. I'm gonna do another one. I think so. My friend Erin, the lovely bartender at Sister, one of the many, is probably where you can see her face the easiest. But she's just an all-around rad human. She was doing this 30-day fitness challenge, and I was like, I'm like, I work 40 hours a week and I do shows and that's my workout, and so, but I missed the the mental.
Yes.
Of it, is what I found in doing this challenge. But so she inspired me. She was doing this 30-day challenge and she did it for 30 days and then posted that she was going to do it again and invited everybody to come do it with her. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And it's been awesome. I've been loving it because so the first few days I did it, I did a couple yoga classes and then I went to the gym and lifted and did weights and all these things. And I did a show and then I told her, I was like, oh man, I'm beat. I can't do it again, and I've missed days. I've ruined it. I've ruined the whole thing. And she was like, no. It's all about what you think your workout is.
Right.
And so it's balanced the fitness world for me and what I can do.
Mean, for anyone who's ever been on tour on the road, that is no small feat, especially on, I imagine, the independent circuit. You guys are unloading, loading, that's all you. You don't have a crew doing that for you.
I actually posted a video of us loading. So we had done 2 shows. It was this last tour we were on. We were in Boulder, we played 3 hours, and then we were in Denver, we played an hour gig. And the next morning I missed my workout on one day. I went out and jogged. Hungover jogged, which is me fast, briskly walking,
Power walking
through Boulder. And I was like, day 17, and then I posted me loading gear in the van and was like, this is a workout too. And Erin was like, yes, it's
totally.
It's more about being aware that getting up in the morning and touching your toes.
Yeah,
getting up and making the effort to sometimes be like, oh, well, I'm so close to marble. Well, I could walk though.
Yeah.
Making different choices,
right.
And so
you gotta
thank you,
Your
Ray.
mom's like,
I appreciate you.
It's like when you left your house in high school and your mom's all, make good choices.
Exactly. But
I
have a badass babe in my head being like, you got this, girl.
Yeah. It's been so motivating though. I have had weight fluctuations the last few years for a number of reasons. And I think for a little while I was like, I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to accept my body.
Yeah.
Because we had a bunch of people come on our YouTube channel and call me fat.
I remember
which is,
that. And I
it wasn't fun. And I think in a lot of ways I was just like, I'm pretty the way I am. Fuck you guys. And then a couple days ago I was like, okay, but Amanda's working out a lot and it looks like it feels really good. So I should do that.
And that's where I was. I was like, well, fuck it. I am physical. I do my own things. And and if you don't like me, you can't body shame me and whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was ever, I feel better. It was more of a movement for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I think it's now my time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's more of a zen time for me and not so much about me.
I need to see you working out though while you're drinking so that it appeals to me. And
that would be really motivating.
You come to shows. So I do literally 250 jumping jacks a show.
Right.
Yeah.
And I drink 9 shots of whiskey.
Well,
so that's
fair. That's fair.
I'm like, but the journey I'm on now is sober working out.
Okay.
See, that's where I'm going to have a
understand,
problem,
but-
Amanda.
I'm not understanding, but okay. Okay, so we'll
take an edible before we go, and then you can live forever, dude. It's
Yeah. Oh, Chris,
so I've
before we
heard.
go on the break,
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a
Yeah.
So I've heard.
question.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
they say.
so we're at the end of the break. Oh my God, hold on. So you just said we do an edible, and
Yes.
then it just popped up an email as all CBD gummies. I was like,
Whoa.
Cookies
Thanks,
are
FBI
listening.
agent. Yeah.
They're all listening.
so
We also need sponsorship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edible.
So
I will
go
take
ahead, Holly.
Oh, my question. So when we come back from the break, you mentioned earlier that you have 4 influential women, including
one.
Selena.
Should we tease that
And
for the
that's
second
what I'm
round?
doing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, Chris, I got this. We've been doing this.
I know. All right.
I'm trying to.
I'm a control freak.
I
okay?
know. I'm trying to help.
Oh.
So I'm trying to be helpful. So you mentioned that. So after the break, would you bring up your influential women? Because it
Yes.
is International Women's
me?
Day.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'll say my influential women, and then the boys can talk about influential
Okay.
women that
Absolutely.
they love too.
Yeah,
I'm in it.
I'll talk about my mother.
Yeah, that's great. No, you should
Talk
love your
about
mom.
moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moms are very. We should not just celebrate the moms. Could I tease one more thing?
Go for it.
Just because I've been asked by many people, we'll talk about South by Southwest also.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
No, that was coming up. That question's coming. That was coming up no matter what. So since we're going to the break, would you like to promote anything coming up?
Yes. Next Saturday, we're going to be playing at the Launchpad. We're going to be with Abort Music.
Maria.
Yes, Miss
It's
Maria
gonna be
and
so
and Alexis.
Yeah, Alexis. Yeah, that's
Yes.
almost an all-girl band.
Yes.
Except for the drummer, Ryan.
Ryan's great. Ryan is like
He's-
such a supporter of women,
Yeah.
so he's like honorary woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he also taught me sociology at UNM, so I support him. But yes, and many other bands, but we will. Yes, March 14th coming up. We're also going to be having a music video that we're releasing soon. We're
Oh.
also going to be having an album coming out this summer. So
Ooh.
big red light cameras things.
It's funny because like
Stick around.
I forgot I'm in one of your music videos,
You are.
and someone
You are.
so
Fire.
somebody sent this to me, and I guess I knew it was there,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody goes, "Do you know you're in this video?" And I was like, and I had forgotten,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, they told me the timestamp, everything, and I laughed.
All part of my plan.
Yes.
I was like, we're going to make the easiest music video in the world. We're just going to walk downtown. We're going to drink with everyone.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
Yeah.
everybody is so, but for this reason, I mean, Sarah Kennedy's in it. Rusty
I love
Rutherford
Sarah
is in it.
Kennedy
Yeah.
and Rusty.
Wombly Engelman is in it. There's so many.
It was one of those things I watched it, and it was like such a memory lane. Because there's a lot of those people who aren't even around, like not dead, but like just moved away.
Yeah, but like have moved away and things.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah.
Sarah Kennedy moved away and came back.
Back with her sweetie. I know.
Yes.
I love them.
So cool. So Ray, what do you got coming up?
Mainly, you can still find me on pretty much any social media under Ray Basuda. But if you want to follow any of my art projects, you can follow me on Basuda Paint.
Wait a minute. Are you starting a bus system through a city?
Yeah. No, my art project won't have as many casualties. Yeah, but I do, fun drawings, paintings, all that stuff. But you can follow that on Instagram and on Facebook. I did reach out to Barney. That was the first time I had actually got a chance to speak with him. And he said that you guys do not have an official name for your album yet.
We do not.
So maybe in the Wavy Hour we
He
can put it in the
wants-
chat and we can see if there's any good suggestions and see if we have anything that we could throw out there too.
Oh my gosh, yes. If
Yeah.
our
That's a
album name
great
came
idea.
from this 10 drink minimum, that would make
Sure.
my life
That'd-
so much
Yeah.
easier. Barney wants 7-Eleven because
I love that. Actually,
we have because it is our 7th album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we have 7 songs on this album.
I like it.
And no, don't support him.
Okay, no, I
Share
don't
him.
like it, Barney.
fuck
I don't like
Barney.
it.
He has only been polite.
I have to really love Barney though, because
We love Barney. We love Barney.
So I called him Barney Fashion Show in front of people, and they were
is-
like, "That's a dick move. You should."
Oh,
call
dude,
that."
no.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
He
"That's what
loves
people."
it.
That's
It's
what.
his
So,
Instagram
do you know
handle.
where that came from?
Because he's Barney. Because
Because
okay,
he is Barney. So
because he
He's
will
so
he
fashionable.
fashion above all else.
above all else.
Yeah.
Above
We talked
all
about that
else.
the
You
last
think
time, yeah.
everybody thinks. I mean, and then you have to go to break. But I have to say this: everybody thinks that I am the diva in the band.
Nope.
anybody who knows Barney,
I am going to squash all rumors right now that it is not me. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
particulars. Yes, I believe we all do as humans.
Yes.
But Barney packs more than I do.
I don't doubt that. He always looks so good though.
But he does, and he has options. And
He looks
I will
so-
not even lie. There are times on
Yeah.
tour I've been like, Barney, I didn't pack anything cool. Can you like? And
he's
I've
like,
worn Barney's jacket and like
Yeah.
I've worn Barney's things.
I have seen
He is
Barney
fashion show.
in 100-degree weather
Yeah.
wearing
Yes.
clothes that I'm like, I would never do
And
that.
you're like, dude, it's hot in here. And he's like, it's about the fashion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
care.
And he is a hairy man. He has long
is.
hair. He has things. He has a beard. And so I'm like, you have internal insulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On top of all these things, fashion above everything else. He is fashion above
Yeah.
everything else. He's also a very wonderful human.
He's amazing. I love Barney. I
want him to get. We've talked about him getting a tattoo for the longest. Barney has no tattoos.
none.
Okay.
No, and I think that we should start a Kickstarter to get Barney a tattoo.
He's in the chat.
Yeah.
It's all
Hi,
about
Barney.
the layers. It's all
Yes.
about those
There
layers.
you go.
Barney knows. Barney.
We should start a
Barney's got the
Kickstarter
layers. He does. I love you, Barney.
to get him a sleeve. We should start
So-
a Kickstarter.
We've had so many discussions over the years of like he wanted, because he does improv, he does theater, so he wanted like things on he wanted yes and on his wrist. And we've talked so many times about him getting fashion show tattooed on his panza.
Yes.
Like across here.
In Old
and
English
I
lettering?
want to, yes,
Yeah.
dude. And I want to start a Kickstarter for this tattoo
Yes,
campaign.
let's do it. Let's
So
start
Barney,
it tomorrow.
I'm bringing it public.
Okay.
This is happening.
Let's start it
Yeah.
tomorrow.
All right.
I have the blessing of promoting a few things. You can totally pee right now.
Yeah, you can
It's
go right
okay.
now.
I'll wait till our break. I'll wait till our break.
the camera's
Okay,
off.
I am
okay.
an adult. I can hold
The
it.
camera's off you.
Oh,
Yeah, you're fine.
People see the
I
background,
have
but
the privilege of promoting a couple of things this month, so I'm excited. I have a show on March 27th. It's an all-ladies lineup at Thirsty Eye Brewing. It is all local ladies to celebrate International Women's Month. And that'll be super fun on March 29th. 29th.
He locked himself out. Oops.
And then also, as usual, every Monday at Founders Downtown, I have my open mic with Royal Wood. And this week is my birthday week, so come out and drink
happy
with
birthday.
me. And it'll be a lot of fun. And that's all I got.
I don't have a lot. I mean, can you open that door? So while Ray locked himself out when he shut the door. So next week on the show, you did. As soon as you shut that door, I was like, yeah, you just locked yourself out. So next week on the show, we're going to have our very first guest bartender. His name is Brandon Smith, and he just recently won the Master of the Manhattan.
We love Brandon.
Yeah, and he's our good friend, and he won the Master of the Manhattan last week, and he's going to come on next week, and he's going to make Manhattans.
Awesome.
So that's very cool. And then I'll tease for the second hour. James is in the studio, so he's alive
back.
for everyone
He came.
asking where he's at.
We made it.
He made it.
Yeah.
So tune in live most Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. on Facebook.com/10drink. Our website is 10drinkminimum.com. Our Instagram is @10drink. Our Twitter is @10drinkminimum. Holly, what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is hollybird, BYRD,
And
comedy.
Ray, did you say yours?
At Ray Basura.
And do you have one?
Yes, I have two. At Red Light Cameras Band and at Machones.
I know. I followed you, and then you finally followed up.
I love
Yeah.
your Instagram name,
Yeah.
Machones. Oh, so good.
But stick around. We're gonna have the wavy hour coming. James will be here. We're gonna have Kentucky Mules probably for the second hour.
Yay!
So-
I'm so excited.
Yeah. For everybody who's wondering, James doesn't understand how the time jumps forward.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's
James,
embarrassed.
if I can be in your defense, in your corner for a second, weren't we trying to pass for the longest time that we weren't going to change
Yeah,
again?
fuck all that. I'm tired of
So
I'm tired
maybe,
of it.
tired of
maybe
it.
James, were you on that?
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Were you protesting?
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
a
it is.
form of protest.
I like it.
We'll
My house are analog.
so
I'm like,
we'll,
I'm a sweetie, lie.
You're supposed to lie. Yeah. You're supposed to say-
I threw you a big bone.
So tune in for the second hour. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the wavy hour with Amanda Machon.
Yay.
I like saying it like that.
Thanks.
And James will be bartending. Holly will be back in her normal spot. Well, I don't know if it's normal. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Those spaghettis were pretty amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yay.
I'm so happy.
Thanks
So,
for bringing
yeah.
those.
Yes, I
Absolutely.
brought presents.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. We definitely drink whenever we do the show. You should as well. But always remember,
Never get too drunk to jerk 10 drinkminimum.com.
Yeah.
Allow you to pass between the walls that I built around myself. An accomplishment beyond the wall. Yet it goes unnoticed. Line up your toes and mine as you see the stars come together. And the world feel a touch brighter. And if for a moment Through the sheets in the fire, and then grab a rag from the glove box in the car to fold them, wipe the top of everything you touched. Then I said I can be the one to take the fall. Do yourself a favor, begin to talk. He was there from the start. He knew your life and changed the moment he arrived. You're not safe with him. You know you have seen what he's capable of. He will do this again. The trail of blood has made his actions all he is. He said we'll be married in the fall, and then begin a life we had dreamed of after all. We fooled them, and why are you the one that we caught? Then I said I can be the one to take the fall.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Whoa.
There we
Told
go.
you I was lighting it up.
Everyone's awake now.
Wait,
We're
yeah.
here.
people, we are back from the wavy hour, or we're back for the wavy hour. For everybody that's just tuning in, James has joined the show. He's there. Let's
He's
see.
here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hold on, do that. Let's test that mic. Go ahead.
All right, hey, check.
All right, you're
check.
live. Okay.
All right.
So can you explain to everyone why you are late?
Oh, that's very easy. I'm a dumbass, and I still have all analog clocks in my house, and I didn't realize that it was daylight savings.
And you were sleeping, weren't you?
Yes, I was asleep.
Son of a bitch. I told them, I was like, that motherfucker is sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell.
That's
your phone,
why.
Your phone goes right to voicemail when you're sleeping.
That's okay. I got the opportunity to be behind a bar again. So
Yeah.
I was
She
excited.
made us our spaghettis. It was
Spaghetti.
spaghetti.
I want to try one of those.
Oh, here you
You
go.
snooze, you lose,
I
Smiley.
want to quickly say hi
here it is.
to my Sarah Batches, Venus DeFolier also, and the one and only Bueno.
Nice.
tuned in. I just want to say shout outs.
Holly, talking to that microphone real quick.
Oh, wow, that's
I'm
delicious.
Holly. I'm
Is that
here.
delish?
I'm here.
So it's.
Can you hear me? All right.
It's
Yeah.
Miller High Life. It has to be Miller High Life.
Why is
It's
it
Miller Lite?
The champagne.
Because it is the champagne
of
of beers.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
fancy.
essentially a champagne cocktail of sorts.
I've always
It's
wondered.
bougie.
So,
It's a bougie beer.
So,
Yeah.
Duh.
Okay, first of all, no. But I always wanted to know what the flip of that is. This is Espanola, the beer of champagnes. And people are like, okay. All right. That doesn't
The
sound
beer
good.
of champagne.
Yeah, they're like,
Donate on Espanola. They
Oh.
need love too.
Espanola. I just was like saying a name. I don't know. Espanola.
Chris.
I didn't say Espanola.
Oh, sorry. Chris, I totally, in our promotions, I don't know why this conversation made me think of it. Probably because I know that my boyfriend is embarrassed of my favorite beer, which is Pabst.
Oh, I love that's award winning.
It's
How-
award. It won a blue ribbon.
Hello.
Hello, but he's a brewer, and he's like, really? That's what you would rather have? Yes.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
what I would rather have sometimes.
When in doubt, safe.
Safe.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have a little bit of an announcement.
Hold on.
Do
Hamster.
you want a drum roll?
Oh,
I
this
mean,
is big news.
It's big.
So wait a minute,
Hamster.
this is happening right now, or is it open? to the
I
public?
We got the okay to finally announce it on 10 Drink. Hamster is officially the head brewer of Dialogue Brewing.
What?
Yay!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Is that the same? Is that the same Dialogue Brewing where they had the 10 drink minimum brown ale?
It is.
Oh.
And so he has plans for a 10 drink minimum beer.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Amanda, have they had a red light camera beer somewhere?
Nowhere has.
Exactly.
Maybe
very
Dialogue
sad.
will now.
So,
A
so
red ale.
wait, I have a story about this. So Marble
Okay.
for a while
I've heard of them.
had a red light lager,
Okay.
and it was released when we were playing there at one
Oh.
show. So I took that and ran with it.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, have you had the red light lager? You should. And I told a lot of people it was.
Why would
and
they
it
not?
wasn't for us.
Why not?
It wasn't.
It should have been.
I would like to think small. I know that we have some love. Geraldine.
You tell me there's not a brewery-
Nate, everybody. Big G. Like we had some love. I think.
You're telling me there's not a brewery in town that wouldn't make a red light camera beer?
Let's put that challenge out there. Can someone make a red light camera beer?
Let's
I
Like,
mean-
what would that be? I feel
who
like
answers the call.
I mean,
Yes, who's
I
gonna-
have connections. Let's make something happen.
we could make it happen. We could have a whole show. We could have a whole event.
It would be
I'm
great.
just saying, you make that beer, you get me.
Right?
Oh,
Well, I mean, not me.
I mean,
Breweries would not have
that would be
that.
very
Every brewery's
motivational.
gonna start making one.
That would be very motivational for Hamster. I will tell him.
Okay.
But we would definitely play the show. We would definitely be
Yeah.
there. We'd promote the shit out of it. We'll bring it
Right.
with us on tour.
I will tell him.
We're in a lot of cities.
Wait
You know
a
what?
minute,
I'm
wait a
gonna
minute.
go ahead and say he's
You
gonna
would
do
take
it.
on tour?
We would take the beer with us on tour for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on.
like,
Hold on.
Somebody's showing up with with a cooler in their suitcase. I don't know if we're
All
gonna
right.
What
take
if
you.
I show up
Hear me
with a
out.
Oh,
cooler
sweetie,
in a
I take
suitcase?
you.
Yeah.
Hear me
Oh,
out.
honey, I take you in a heartbeat.
So hear me out, right? So it's a movie, right?
No.
Oh no.
So it's
Here
in
we go.
Florida. These two millionaires want to
Okay.
have a party, and they want the red light camera beer in Florida, right? And you can't take it across state lines; it's illegal. Mm-hmm. And every semi that tries to take it, they pull them over and arrest them. So the millionaires hire this Maverick and his friend who drives a semi truck, and he drives a Pontiac Firebird,
Ooh.
and he keeps the cops away from the truck. What do you think of
my
this
gosh.
movie so far?
We could so do this movie because we have a song called Convertible. We have a song called Fire. We could interlace all of these things.
Well, it's already been made. It's called Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
That's
You
one of
had
our-
such a good pitch.
Yeah.
I know.
You were
He does
such a good
this.
pitch.
That's my new favorite thing is
Right.
like pitch bad 80s movies to see if people
Damn it. I was in for it. Smiley, thank you. Ooh, it has a mint sprig. All the things.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This is
That's
a mule
fancy.
for a lady.
It is.
Oh.
For
Damn it.
it's perfect for
He goes-
International Women's Day.
goes,
because
"Do you
we're
have copper mugs?"
ladies.
And
I
like, I
appreciate
think
it.
so.
I'm so happy to be here on International Women's Day.
So good.
This makes me so happy.
Well, we did tease before the wavy hour that you're going to talk about some of your influences.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes,
this
yes, yes,
feels
yes.
like the time to throw
Yes,
that
yes,
in.
yes.
Perfect.
And so I know I said 4 before. I have 5.
All right.
Okay.
Oh.
I know. I'm
Let's
sorry.
hear it.
I
It's
think
hard.
great.
There's a
So,
lot of badass women.
There are a
Yeah.
lot of badass women, and I was thinking of like when I was growing up and like the things that I like totally geeked out on and what my poor parents had to listen to so much of. So definitely Selena. Selena was
Yes.
a big influence as well. Gwen Stefani.
Oh, big one.
yes.
That Return of Saturn was
Yes.
Oh, shit.
yes, a lot of that. Also, Aretha Franklin. My dad
yes.
gave me an Aretha Franklin set, and I listened to that on repeat for the longest time, as well as Melissa Etheridge was actually a
yes.
big
Come to my window?
come to my
Yes.
window. I'm the only one who walk across the fire for you.
I got to see her live once, twice.
Oh.
It was amazing.
Her poetry, she and Patti Smith, I think, are my favorite
Yes.
like poets as far as like lyricists and everything. And then my last, but definitely not least, I think would have to be a tie between Kim Deal,
Ooh.
just for her bass
Yeah,
chops
yeah.
and all of that amazingness. And I gotta throw a little Janice in there for her grit.
Oh,
for
shit.
her
Yes.
grit, you know.
Dude, when Faith Hill covered Janice,
Oh my God.
I got
Horrible.
so angry.
Hurts my heart every time I hear it. I'm like, this is
It
not a
takes another
happy
little piece
song,
off my
Faith.
heart every time I hear it.
Yeah. It's like, this is not a happy, cheerful song,
And then they
Faith.
interview her, and they're like, "What do you
No.
think?" And then they interviewed her, and they're like, "What do you think of the original?" She's like, "I ain't never heard it." And I go, "That's fucking apparent."
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God.
Did you watch Little Girl Blue? Is it Little Girl Blue or... Dang it. I'm buzzed. It's the documentary about Janice.
Oh my gosh.
I will send you
on
the link.
Hulu or on Netflix?
No, well, it might be on Hulu or Netflix now. I think HBO did
I
it.
can't remember the name of the documentary you watched, but I watched a Janice documentary. Amy
It was-
Winehouse. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
6. Amy Winehouse is a huge. Sorry, we were talking
Oh,
documentaries.
it's okay.
I've seen
That
those- I've seen
that
those like
documentary
5
is
times.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, but the Amy documentary was
Heart-wrenching.
absolutely amazing
And
heart-wrenching,
amazing.
and
Yeah.
Yes.
she's
If-
like a huge influence.
If you ever want to understand Janis Joplin, and this is flat out, go and watch Chris Christopherson at the Isle of Wight on YouTube. If you really want to understand the impact, because Bobby McGee
Yes.
was written by Chris Christopherson, who
Yes.
was dating
Yeah.
Janis at the time. Now, go watch that and then go, wow,
Yeah.
because he's booed off the stage.
really?
Yeah.
They booed him
Really?
off the stage
Whoa!
at the Isle of
I'll have
Wight,
to check it out.
and he's singing Bobby McGee, which is one of those songs where you kind of like you don't realize the genius till you see him sing it.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit, he wrote that song, and that song
Yeah.
was not for him. No. Like, he was
Well-
just the conduit. He was just the guy that was like, he wrote it for her, and it's very apparent. Like,
She's so iconic singing that, though.
because he gets up there and he goes, busted flat in Baton Rouge, just like I'm singing. And people go crazy nuts and flip out booing him.
Well, it's one of those things. I mean, it's one of those things. I think that because she is who she is, I'm
Yes.
sure they
Yeah.
see it as her.
Sure.
And they're like, you can't touch it.
Yeah,
And there's
and- yeah.
certain people I won't. I'm like, I will not touch that.
Who is somebody you won't cover?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, good God.
Because you just said that. I need to know. Like, what is a song? Actually, like, what is something that if somebody came to you and they're like, can you cover this, that you would go, absolutely not.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I was about to say a couple names, but I'm like, I used to cover them, so you can't say that. I feel like I would Gladys Knight.
Oh, that's
a
I
tough
feel like
one, yeah.
just
That's-
because of her range and everything that she brings. Because I was about to say Shaka Khan. I'm like, I would love to do some Shaka Khan someday.
Shaka Khan's
I would love to do
amazing.
some Tina Turner.
What about Prince?
Ooh, I would love to do some Prince. I feel okay. So to answer your question,
Yeah.
I would say Gladys Knight for my chops alone. I would not feel like I could do her justice just because.
Right.
Yeah.
But Prince, I think, is another one that there's certain people that I go see and I
Yeah.
see other bands cover and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
I used to work for a band.
You need to do this right.
Yeah.
Like
Dude.
if you're going to do it, I respect putting your own spin on things.
Yeah.
Taking a cover and making it your own. But there are certain songs that
You just leave alone.
Absolutely. And there were I used to be in a roots rock cover band years ago when I was a wee gal.
A wee gal.
A wee gal. When I was in high school, I played with a band that was all of my friends' dads. Actually,
yes.
I was 15, and I think I talked about this.
Yeah, on the last
Yeah.
show, you had a great suggested name for it. Do you remember?
Barely Legal and the Old Timers was my suggestion. All of them were like, we cannot make that.
We
up.
cannot do that.
And
Yeah.
the further into our years that we get, I understand. But as bad as I wanted it, but there were certain songs, they would bring up, and I was like, oh no,
I can't.
I can't, I won't. There's certain Aretha songs I won't
Yeah.
touch because just because I love them so much,
Yeah.
and the
Doesn't mean
feeling
you
that
should.
they give me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't think I could or anything like that, but it's,
You just
but
don't
they're-
feel it's appropriate.
Exactly, that like they're
Yep.
sacred, and
I used
think
to
Prince
work-
falls under that. And
Well,
tell me, yeah.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I used to work for a band that was local who did Purple Rain at
Whoa.
the end of every show. And when they first said that was a thing, so I was learning to do sound, I was learning to like edit music, like all these things. And I remember the first time that I went to a show out with them, I was like things would change. Like we would have to change the sound settings and all these things. And I was like, oh my God, these guys are crazy, because why would you ever cover Purple
Right.
Rain?
Right.
And then I heard the singer sing it, and I was like, oh my God. Because he paid homage. He wasn't, he wasn't perfect because he wasn't Prince.
Right.
But it was James Douglas show. If you ever saw them perform.
They're a very rad band.
Yes.
And
So-
my friend Marco plays with them. They're very
I
rad.
love Marco.
Marco's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
He's a really rad dude.
At Inside Out, when they reopened, like when they were open last summer, they did this thing where they did a live band karaoke, and they ended up like one of the shows that got rained out, so they moved it upstairs in the El Rey to the upstairs, right? So I took some friends, and I would just be in awe of some of these people. Some people get up and they would. So when you have live band karaoke, let me explain it.
Can I say it really quickly? Because
Yeah.
it is a big thing in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And I'm
Is
very
it?
it's called Rockyokey in the Philippines. And I am so happy
Yeah.
that we're starting to do it here. But it's a live band that has like 100 songs or 50 songs, whatever they have. They have their catalog.
The 250s, what they do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No,
Amazing.
They don't fuck
Is
around.
that Alba Karaoke?
And they're
Is
so
that who
cool.
Or is that a different one?
No.
Yeah, there's another one that I saw Inside Out. There's great.
Dude,
yeah.
Maybe it was them. Were they live band?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it is.
So
them.
they
Yeah,
have
okay.
they have a
Oh
huge.
yeah. We were
Oh,
there
yeah,
together.
that's where we met.
That's the day we met. Yeah.
This is the same story.
Our eyes met.
It's not. It's not.
I'm just kidding.
So I'm upstairs up in El Rey, and they're like, next up, Johnny is gonna do Prince, and I'm like, I'm a huge Prince guy, and this bro frat looking dude with his hat on backwards and his hair puffed out the sides, with his baseball shirt on, walks up there, and I'm just like, what in the fuck does this guy think he's doing? And he fucking nails 1999 like it was,
Yeah.
like he was Prince.
I was there that night too, because that's the night
And
we
I
met
was like,
Ray.
my jaw,
Yeah.
I was like, can someone help me pick this up off the floor? I was like, God dang.
Dude, my best karaoke. So as I mentioned before, I used to work at Tractor with Lauren forever, and she and I for like a year did their Tuesday karaoke nights. And she and I, and when I say that, we bartended. We did not host it. We were by no means in charge of it, but we did sing, and we would get on the bar and have all these fun. So one night, it was packed. We would have a ton of people there. One night, I remember this guy got up, and he looked super bro-y, was with a table of like of friends, and they were all there having a good time, singing whatever. And he got up and he started singing Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You," and he sang it flawlessly.
First of all, it's not Whitney Houston.
Dolly
I Will
Parton.
Always Love
It
You.
is Dolly Parton.
Right.
It is Dolly Parton.
is Dolly
I am
Parton.
so sorry. I know that it was
But
Dolly Parton.
Whitney Houston took
Dude,
it.
she did take it. Dolly Parton actually sang that first in Biggest Little Whorehouse in
Yes.
Texas. And she wrote that for her old manager.
Yeah.
And was basically to get her out of that contract
Porter
with
Wagner.
him. Yes.
Yeah.
He had rights to like a bunch of her shit. And she was like, you have to stop. This is the last thing you'll have rights for.
Have you ever seen Porter Wagner?
He's
That is like the
like antithesis of.
So does everybody know what a nudie suit is? No,
Yes.
I don't think
yes,
I know.
those leotards that have like the man.
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes,
Is
I
that
know what
it?
that
So there was
is.
this lady, and she would make what was called a nudie suit. And in the country music scene in the 70s, you knew you made it if she would make you a suit.
Mm-hmm.
And Porter Wagner was like if you can look up Porter Wagner, Google Porter Wagner, and he is like the king of the nudie suits. Like Graham Parsons, when him and Chris Hillman and the Flying Burrito Brothers, when they made it, you can see Graham Parsons' nudie suit, and it has like pot leaves all over it. And it is like a jumpsuit, but it's like a suit as well. Like they have the suit jacket, and
Yeah.
it's got sequins all over it.
Dude,
Porter Wagner, like if I saw that dude walk into a place, I'd be like, "What in the fuck is happening here?
what in the actual fuck?
What in the actual fuck is happening right now?" And I feel like more performers, like Barney, is like a throwback to those people that was like, I'm performing. I have to dress up. I have to be like Porter Wagner, or
I'm not gonna lie. When I first started comedy, I would wear these like really cute dresses every time I got on stage. And then I think sometime last year, I was just like, this is dumb. I'm funny without the cute dresses. Like, I can do it in jeans.
Girl, I totally go
You
through
know?
those phases too. Well, I go through those phases too, and especially like we actually were talking about this a couple weekends ago. We were in the van and we were like, Joey's like, we need to figure out a look, and I was like, we do need to figure out a look. We need to be a thing. We need to figure out what we are. But I'm like, I'm so all over the map because sometimes I'm like, I want to wear a flannel, and I want to wear jeans, and I want to wear a tank top, and I don't want anybody to say anything.
Yes.
Because I'm comfortable right now.
I'm that way too.
And then,
yes.
And then I'm like, actually, it's Valentine's Day. I'm going to wear a cute little outfit. I'm going to show off some leg. I'm going to do these things.
You know what did it for me, though, was somebody came up to me at a show, and they go, I didn't recognize you because you used to be the hot girl who wore dresses.
Oh, fuck them.
And they weren't. So the crazy thing was at first, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
It's basically like telling me to smile.
I paid attention to your jokes more because you weren't so concerned with your dress, like tugging it down and stuff. And I was like, oh. And they were like, you don't need the dresses to be funny. And I was like, oh, okay, unfuck you. Because that was
I take
actually
mine back too. Unfuck you.
Yeah. But trust me, at first I was like, fuck off. Like, how dare you? But they were literally telling me, like, I do not need the dresses to get my point across. But if it makes me feel more confident, obviously I'm going to wear them. Duh.
Right.
But lately, you know what's making me feel confident? Leggings is pants.
Yeah. And I think that's what I like to go for me. I mean, as I was having this conversation with the boys, I started thinking about like, oh, well, what would our look be? What would, if I could pick, I mean, some bands have like an all cohesive thing where everybody wears the same thing. And I was like, okay, well, what would ours be? What would I have ours be? And I was like, whatever. I feel like comfort is a day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's some days I want to wear really baggy pants and a really small shirt, and some days I want to wear like a giant shirt and sneakers, and sometimes I want to wear a skirt, and sometimes I don't want to wear anything but pajamas. And I think or jeans or whatever.
There's Graham Parsons in his nudie suit.
Nice.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was.
No.
I'm like, dude, I can see Barney wearing that. Like, Barney would wear that.
Yeah,
Totally,
totally.
right?
Absolutely. In a heartbeat.
Yeah, totally. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, wow. So the king of that was Porter Wagner, the
Yes.
manager of.
As we were
Dolly
talking
Parton.
about, I Will Always Love You.
Right.
Yes.
So who were your other influences? I mean, did we get all through all 5?
We did. Well,
Yeah,
we did.
And some honorable mentions.
And some honorable
I
mentions.
think it's my turn now.
So it's
Yes.
okay.
Because women go first today because it's International Women's Day.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I have like a weird mix of influences. My first influence is Joan Rivers. For a number of reasons.
Because
Here's the
Joan.
thing. She paved the way for us in a lot of ways that people sometimes forget about. So
Yeah.
there was a show where she I think it was Carson. She went on and taught. She was 9 months pregnant with her daughter Melissa.
Billy.
And what?
I'm saying hi to Billy.
Oh,
Billy
Those in the chat.
Belmont.
Billy.
Hi, Billy.
I thought you were like,
miss
I don't
No,
know.
sorry.
I thought you said something weird.
So you had a
Anyway,
stroke or
so
something.
she was 9 months pregnant with her daughter, and at the time, female comedians were not allowed to make jokes about being pregnant because what leads to pregnancy?
Well, a lot
Sex.
of women weren't allowed to be
Oh yeah, of course.
pregnant on film or
So
things.
they had a talk with her, and she was like, "Wait, you don't want me to tell jokes about this? Because like 9 months pregnant, what else am I going to talk about?" And they were like, "No, you can't do that." She did it anyway, and it changed so many things for us. And she did a lot of things like that. Also, when her husband committed suicide, she was the breadwinner. Like she literally just did whatever she had to do.
She was supposed to be the heir apparent to the Tonight Show.
She was, and
she
then she got
fucked it all up?
fucked.
Yeah.
No, she didn't fuck it all
Oh, I
up.
thought
You
she
should
did.
watch the Joan Rivers documentary.
Yeah?
She talks about it. She got fucked out of it because
I would.
nobody wanted a female to be late night talk show.
Really?
She was supposed to get it
Because I
from
heard
Carson.
I heard a
She
similar
made
thing of,
him
like,
mad.
Oh, there was
but
a thing.
she made him mad, but the reason she made him mad was so bullshit. Like it was dumb. Anyway, she also is like a hero of mine because in that same documentary, she shows this whole room she has that's wall to wall, floor to ceiling, little drawers that used to be at the library, like those little tiny Dewey Decimal drawers.
Yeah.
And it's all index cards with jokes.
Oh shit.
And she saved all of her jokes, and she said, "I saved them all because guess what? It goes out of style. It'll come right back."
Yeah.
Look, that's so cool.
So she, I was like,
Loretta Lynn.
yes, she was the Loretta Lynn of comedy in a lot of ways. She was the godmother of comedy. So I look up to her. I cried for like 4 days straight when she died. Whitney Cummings, I love her because she's so real.
She posted something the other day. She goes, "What do I do now?" And it was like a video in the airport, and she's like zooming in on someone. With
Oh no, that's
shoes
her
or
whole
socks.
thing.
Oh my
That's
god.
her whole thing.
And I was
She-
like, "Oh."
She likes to, if you follow her, she likes to call people out in airports for being rude.
Yeah.
Like she'll literally like put a video and somebody will put their backpack on a chair that she could have sat in, and she's like, "Oh, I'm glad your backpack's
Dude,
comfortable."
we should. I feel like that's natural. Like, because we are all so focused on social media now, I feel like
Yeah.
that is the way we call people out. Because if someone calls you out in real life, you're like, oh, whatever, fuck you,
I
you're an
give a fuck.
asshole.
Fuck you.
But if it's on your social media and you're like, oh my god, I am
Oh my
that
god,
person.
I got dickhead.
Yeah, you're not gonna
No,
get
I post
clotheslined through
I
social
post people
media.
parking
No.
shitty all the time. Like, if you follow me, I'm like, I hate
You do.
Like, I'm like, oh my god, you park terribly. Oh no,
Yes.
License plate.
4 feet away from the curb.
But Whitney Cummings, obviously, love her. For so many years, she's not just a comedian. She's a producer. She's a writer. All the things. Ali Wong, just
Ali
because
Wong.
her, oh my God, she's mostly my hero because her Harvard graduate husband is now slinging her merch.
Oh damn.
Yep.
And I want that in my life.
Hell yeah.
All right. Like, I want to be that
She
comedian.
pays his student loans.
Yes.
So-
she pays his student loans and
Harvard,
he is slinging
a lot.
her shit.
Plus, she's a tiny little Asian woman. I love
Yes.
it.
I love her.
I'm all
Dolly
about it.
Parton. We already talked about Dolly, but Dolly
Nice.
Parton is one of my heroes.
No, I feel
She does everything, though.
I want to change my list. I don't want to change my list. I love my list.
Your
but
list was great.
I'm like, there's so many. Also,
Dolly
Parton.
is like, she does everything. She's hilarious. She's a good singer.
Oh my gosh.
She's just beautiful. She's adorable. She's sustained a marriage in the entertainment industry for forever.
Yeah.
I want all of that.
My favorite quote from her is like, I'm thankful that God made me one because otherwise I'd be a drag queen. Because it is like, and it gives, because I feel like as women, we also get this stereotype if we are, like we were talking about, I want to wear leggings, I want to wear these things.
Yeah.
But it's almost a reverse stereotype where if you do wear a dress or you do wear sparkly things or you do show too much leg, it's a very thin line.
Yes.
There's no medium of like, oh, you're like grungy, you don't care.
Yeah.
To you're a slut and you're all of these things. There's no medium of like, I just want to look fancy and dress in what I'm comfortable with and be badass and be comfortable in my skin. And whether that means like high waistlines and glitz and glamour and lots of makeup, or that means pants and boots and a cute top, like whatever that means for you, you should be comfortable in your skin. And I think that her whole...
That's all she is. She is 100% herself. I met her one time when I was a little kid. We went to Dollywood.
Oh shit!
On vacation.
I want to go to Dollywood. Send me to Dollywood.
Let's go together to Dollywood.
Let's go to Dollywood.
Hold on. In this fucking world, you've made it. When there is a amusement fucking park.
It is her own amusement park.
Dollywood.
Yes.
What the fuck, dude?
And I will tell you, it was so fun.
Dollywood, Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's very specific things.
Yes.
Where are you guys going this summer? Dollywood, dog.
Yeah.
You just won the Super Bowl. Where are you going?
Dollywood.
We're going
Dollywood.
to Dollywood. Yeah.
That's where I would go if I won the Super Bowl. But I went there as a small child, and she happened to be at the park that day because she actually is very involved.
She was like
in the running,
working at the popcorn booth. So you guys want to?
That would be cool, but no. So she's very involved in like the running of the park. She's not always there, but when she is, it's like a big thing. She has an apartment there. Like if the lamp is on in the apartment, like she's there. And I knew who she was, and I loved like 9 to 5 and all those things, but I did not realize like how amazing she really is until I saw her in person. 'Cause she is the most lovable, amazing person. When there's 700 people just running at her, she says hi and hugs every single one of them, takes a moment to talk to them. And now that I'm an entertainer and I know I don't have 700 people running at me,
dude, but it's that
I have 10 people run at me, and I'm like,
still open. It is totally open. I'm looking it up right now.
Dollywood.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I think that's.
But I can't imagine a whole amusement park of people running at me and still having the ability to hug everyone, to be sweet to everyone.
Right.
She also smells real good.
That's what I mean when we were talking earlier about like people coming in. I was like, I hope that never goes away. Like,
absolutely not.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kim. Number 5's Dolly. I'm gonna change it. She, because of that reason, like that as a performer as a whole, like if you've been to my show and you've been there, like I do make a point. I'm like, I want to hug you. I want to have that moment with you and say thank you. And even if it's 5 seconds, if it's a little bit more, whatever, like I want that moment because I think it is so important.
It's important
for you to do as a performer because you have those moments. You have people who are like, she looked at me, she talked to me, and it's something that like whether you're small, whether you're big, like you should take the time to appreciate the people who are appreciating you.
You wouldn't be anywhere without them.
Yeah, exactly.
Last but not least, definitely not least, she's probably the top of my list, is Tina Fey.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Thanks.
Tina Fey is my hero for so many reasons. If you haven't read her book, Bossy Bands, you definitely should. But she is just so down to earth for somebody who has had so much success. Like she had 30 Rock, she had Saturday Night Live, she wrote her own book, she writes her own movies, she does all the things. Kimmy Schmidt. Yeah. I mean, she is everything I want to be someday when I grow up, maybe.
She's produced a lot of things.
Oh, produced so many things.
Yeah.
And there's another one, the news show. Like it's a news.
Oh, it's dang it! I just watched it.
And she like pops in.
Yeah,
randomly.
it's about like a talk show.
Oh no, I'm talking about when they were like running a news show.
It's like a news show, but
you're kind of right. Yeah,
but
the
anyway,
one with Jennifer Aniston.
No, it's with Reese Witherspoon, right?
No.
I'm
thinking of a completely different one.
The one you and I are talking about is the same one.
Yes, I think we're thinking of the Reese Witherspoon produced one, which, you know what, this is not a bad problem. We have so many female produced things right now.
It's so good.
It's hard
Yay,
to,
Women's Day.
but isn't it called like Great Day or?
I'm looking it up right now.
I feel so bad. I am the biggest Tina Fey
Google
fan.
that shit.
And she comes in as a villain.
Yes. I also dress up as her for Halloween a lot. I get compared to her a lot, which has
Villains are the
nothing to
most
do
fun to
why
play.
I love her. But
Absolutely there.
There. I've done it a couple times.
I do it every
Those
day.
are my favorite roles ever.
I wake up as that.
If you ever have a thing with a villain, I will be it.
I want to be a villain.
Straight
Be
up.
the
It's the most
best.
fun.
I feel like I'm kind of Royal's villain sometimes. I burst his bubble a lot. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. That's dumb. But one of the reasons I love her so much is because she was on Inside the Actors Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And James Lipton just passed away.
Just passed away.
Yeah. rest in peace.
Which is horrible. But I watched Inside the Actors Studio, and it was before I became a comedian. It was before I was writing scripts, before I was doing all these things. And she motivated me. Like, she made me feel less scared to be a woman in a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
Because James Lipton asked her, like, what is the biggest piece of advice you can give to somebody, like, in a male-dominated thing?
Yeah.
And it's in her book as well. And she talks about, like, if you feel like you need to cry, cry. It makes men uncomfortable. And she gives, like, a whole list of things, but she was like, also, like, success is not transmitted through penises. Like, it's not transmitted through sex. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not going to get you anywhere. And she wasn't shaming anybody, but she was like, if you think that this is your road to success, that is not it. It's hard work and it's standing your ground. And she said, but also don't be afraid to be a woman. If you need to cry because you're actually upset, cry. It scares men, for one thing, but also maybe men should cry more.
Sure. And then not be called out for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Not be called a wimp or a pussy.
No, but be
love-
like supported and be because you are being an actual human having emotions.
Here's the thing.
It's okay.
I love my boyfriend and he's going to kill me for this, because I think Hamster is a whole damn person because he cries all the time. Like, our daughter will do the cutest thing.
Yeah.
Our daughter will do the cutest thing, like just be like, I love you so much, Dad. Thanks for a good day. And he will cry as soon as she goes to bed. Mm-hmm. He cries at movies. He cries because, whatever.
Dude, men think that, like, you need to be this huge,
No.
like, this big macho, like, no, I am so tough and I am protecting you. It's like, honestly, the more I can connect with you.
Yes.
And the more I feel like you're being vulnerable with me.
Yes.
Solid.
So, guys, you're going to be proud. We watched Infinity Wars and Endgame on Friday. We watched both of them in a row. That man cried, I swear, 20 times.
Should have.
I mean, I cried so much.
Okay.
If you don't cry at Infinity War, you have no heart.
Oh, God.
I am sorry.
It's true.
I was just
Spider-Man?
This is why I have such a good relationship with my cat. He's the only person I cry with.
So I've got to say something.
All right.
You said men think they have to be macho, and I agree on that. Now, there's a lot of women out there that think men have to be macho as well. And I'm about to say something that I never thought I would talk about on this show. So I'm not talking to two of my friends that are women right now.
All right. And
Because I was leaving a place because they said we were in a hurry. And we stopped outside. It was 38 degrees outside. And we stopped, and they started taking photos, like a photo shoot. On the 6th retake of the same photo, I said, I thought we were in a hurry. And one called me a wimp, and the other called me a fucking pussy.
Nice.
And I got extremely upset, and I walked away. And I'm still mad, and I still haven't talked to either one.
I support you on that.
Okay.
I support you on that because, first of all, I think we need to break this stereotype
Thank you.
of calling each other pussies, of calling each other
Wimp.
wimp, cunts. I think
Also,
we need to. I think we need to
pussies
break
are very
that.
strong. Let's just
you
be
came
real.
out of one and it came back together
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
continued to make more. So tell me that that's not strong. Second of all, like we have to break.
So
this
I
stereotype.
shouldn't have been
Second of
upset,
all-
you're saying?
Oh no, I'm saying you have every right to be
Yeah.
upset
Yeah.
because also
No, we're saying you shouldn't use it as an insult.
Yeah, I'm saying that, like, I agree with you on 2 points. You had every right to be mad, I think, being called a pussy, because we need to break that. We need to stop,
that's
like,
it's not
bullying.
cool.
Because
It doesn't
it's
matter
bullying.
if it's men or women.
It's bullying. It doesn't matter if it's men or women. I think that we need to stop using that vernacular in a negative sense.
Thank you.
We need to stop using these words of like calling someone a bitch, calling someone a pussy, calling someone these words that are connected with weakness that are not weak and are very strong and powerful.
Or at most degrading people that you care about.
Exactly.
If they're your friend, like even if they are kidding, like how about you don't just bring down the people around you?
And as I was walking away, they're like, "Did that really make you mad?" They yelled that out, and I was like, "Yes."
I think that would make anyone mad.
Second reason I support you is because if you're going to demand someone be in a hurry, and this is coming from someone who, and my man can attest to this, takes me forever to leave the house.
Yeah.
Like, and I own it. I'm like, guess what? I'm going to tell you 20 minutes before we're ready to leave, because that's my 20 minutes that I need to get ready to leave.
Yep.
Because I will run back in the house because I forgot my keys. I'll run back in the house because I forgot my phone. I'll run back in the house because I forgot this. So I give everyone that leeway of time.
Yes.
But if you're going to make someone hurry up and then waste their time, you're an asshole.
You're an
That's
asshole.
not cool.
That's it. So don't bully people and don't be an asshole.
Thank you.
That's
And when they were like, "You're mad at that?" I go, "Yeah, that's toxic masculinity."
Yes.
And fuck that.
And also, I feel like, and this is coming from
and here's
a woman,
the thing.
Like, I feel like, I'm so sorry. I feel like there's a lot of women out there who use that power for evil.
Yes.
Who use it in a bad way, who
That's
are
what I
like,
was trying to say.
you're being like, oh, well, it's because you're a man. It's like, no. It's not because you're a man. It's because you, not you, other people, are being an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, and when you use these excuses in a way that it does not support your cause, you're diminishing your cause.
Yes,
Right. And you're not
exactly.
helping
That's what I was
anything.
just going to say. So,
Thank you.
Chris, you're one of my best friends. You're one of my favorite humans. We spend, a good amount of time together. Of course, I have like a small child in my life now, so not as much time as I would like. But here's the thing. When I need support in general, I can go to Chris on my worst day professionally, and he is like, "No, keep going. Like, don't quit comedy. You got this." On my best day in comedy, he is the number one person going, "That was amazing. Holly's so awesome." And I'm not just saying that to like, toot Chris's horn or whatever, but like there are very few men in my life that understand the struggle I go through every day.
Sure.
And there are so many days that I will text Chris and just be like, "Comedy, I fucking hate it. I'm going to quit." And
I'm
Chris
like, "Well,
can tell
now,
you.
hold on."
Yeah, I text Chris. There are so many people I could text.
Right.
Dude, the reason I have been in the band with my boys as long as I have, like, I look at other bands and I look at other music situations and I'm like, I am very blessed. Like, they support me.
Yeah.
And see me as a human, and we don't walk on eggshells around each other. And having that kind of friendship, what you're talking about, is so incredibly important.
It's so important. And when I hear that somebody would be like, basically insinuating that like Chris is being like some kind of a jerk or not supportive or whatever.
No, a wimp or a pussy.
A wimp or a pussy.
Use the correct word.
I just don't even want to say that in relation to Chris, because the thing is that like there are a lot of things in my life that in the last couple of years, me being on the podcast, like I would not have accomplished nearly half of the things I've accomplished without Chris.
I appreciate that.
And it's not because of anything. It's not because of anything except for his support.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so many times that I was like, I want to quit comedy today. I am done.
I was just upset because I was like, aren't we supposed to be woke? You want us to be woke.
People say that they're woke, and
and
you
then
turn
they're
around
not.
and do that.
Right.
But we have to identify our allies.
Right.
And we have to be allies to them as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is like you said, you're ruining your cause if you're calling an ally a wimp or a pussy because you're being inconsiderate.
A bully.
And then you're going to yell at him and make fun of him. No.
Another one I hate is like, don't be such a girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate
About
that.
Or don't get
Oh,
Pennywise.
Don't be
Pennywise-
yeah.
Pennywise
Oh, I
is a
hate that
terrible
too.
one.
That's an old one, though.
and it's
I got called that when I
people
was in high
still do
school.
it.
Yeah, I was
People
gonna say-
Now we're
still
gonna
do
make fun
it,
of you for
though.
a different reason because
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like we got away from what we were talking about. So Ray,
Sorry,
let's
sorry,
get to
sorry.
let's get to
Sorry,
Ray.
sorry,
Let's get to
sorry.
Ray's women.
5 women that
We went on a tangent. Sorry.
That's okay.
We just love Chris so much. I have to go also when you're.
Well, back to, I guess, the main question is the influential women, right?
Yes.
Is that what we're going for?
Yes.
Mine are a little more close to me.
That's great, though.
Yeah, my mother obviously is a big one.
Yeah.
She putting up with me, I imagine, was quite the task in general. But we were not rich by any means, but my mother, she provided, like my family provided for me, but my mom was able to budget and put us in a thing where I never was wanting in my life. Everything that like I could have ever wanted, I got, and she really made it for me. And like she's always been so supportive, and she was like one of my biggest supporters to push me to pursue professional wrestling. And with that, she also helped raise my sister, who has become one of the most positive people that I know. She is so supportive and loving and caring, and just like everybody around her, she helps build them up. And my girlfriend Valeria, she has overcome so much. She's a first generation from an immigrant family. She went to law school. She's now a lawyer who is working in immigration law. And so, giving back to the community, and just like all the women that I'm surrounded by are just so strong and independent, and just give back to the people around them. And I'm very happy to be surrounded by such great women.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
Yeah.
That's a really good list. The best are the women who have like touched your life. Like obviously, I said like celebrities.
Well, who's
but-
been
I know. I'm
touching
like
your
I.
life?
I'm like
Yeah.
I just did all women in music. I'm like, there's so many.
No,
like,
but yeah,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You only have so many you could do. I mean,
yeah. But moms, the women, like your immediate family, is I think we take for granted.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
love that you said like, because you are such like, I mean, Ray Basura, like wrestler, all these things. You are such a like a dude. You know what I'm saying? And to hear you be like my mom and my like the women in my life, like
Mine's gonna
really
close to that,
shaped
yeah.
me. It's like like it's a wonderful, and it makes me
Yeah.
like just little like the heart filter on Instagram,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like all around.
My list would actually include Chris's mom too.
Go for it, James. Go. Oh, I want to hear
Yeah.
this. James, go ahead.
Oh, what?
Who's your top 5 women?
Top 5 women.
Oh, geez.
It was supposed to be 3. I changed it to 5
Yeah.
because I kept listening it.
Oh, okay. Obviously, my mom too. She's a huge influence on my life. I wouldn't have 4 degrees if it wasn't for her pushing me always be in school. Because she's a lifetime student. She's like a PhD, 2 masters, 4 bachelors, and like she just never stopped going to school.
Dang.
And so, I mean, that's always been like, try to beat your mom.
Wait.
There's no way you can.
No, don't beat your mom, James.
Yeah.
No, I'll beat her academically.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
But that's always been a driving force in everything I do, just to make yourself better, because, I mean, you do want to someday surpass your parents, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And when they have set a goal so high...
I'm just happy that, Hamster and I have set that bar so low for Ladybug. Like, I'm a comedian. He's a brewer. She could literally just get a bachelor's degree and just surpasses us.
Right? Yeah, you're so successful at your corporate job at McDonald's.
I think we need to change this, this, as we're talking about breaking stereotypes, I think we need to change the stereotype of like, oh, you have to surpass your parent. I think that I think that one of the hardest things to do as humans is to be comfortable in your own skin.
That's
and
true.
I think that like being comfortable, like, and I'm not saying that you should not strive for growth or that you shouldn't strive to be the best person that you can be. Like, the guy who's sitting there catcalling like, ladies, you can be a better person. But like, I think that if you like, degrees mean so much in the world.
Sure.
Money means so much in the world.
Sure.
I think that
they
looking at
mean nothing.
your people, your ancestors and people before you, and surpassing them in a way that is not necessarily monetary or physical or any
Just
in
being
any
a better
way.
person.
Yeah.
Exactly, and driving and not even a better person, but taking yes, a better person, and taking like their good with
Yeah.
you,
Right.
you know, and being a better person.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say this in retort in conjunction. Sorry,
Yes.
not in retort. So I'll say this. Like you're saying, you want to surpass your parents. Like for me,
To be fair, Smiley said that.
Yeah, that was me.
I was
said-
ba-
you said that.
We were just like adding to it.
So
Yeah.
okay. So to
Smiley
agree
was
with what
like,
you're
wait.
saying is like I feel like you know he says the degrees, he says whatever. And I mean that's very important in Smiley's family, and I get that. His mother is like, you know, she's a linguist and she knows many different
She's
languages.
amazing, smart
And
lady.
she's legendary actually in
She is.
in the industry. Now, when you say surpass your parents, I feel like being a better person in
Yeah.
a whole,
That's
being better educated, better, and that doesn't mean like going to school. Being like, for example, my family, we grew up in eastern New Mexico. We were racist. We were homophobic. But yet, we still voted liberal and Democrat. To this day, I've watched my father and my mother both change their attitude towards
Yep.
people of color. All different sexualities. And who did that? Me.
Yes.
Like I would say that's not right.
yeah.
Don't talk that. I had to unlearn. I had to move away. I had
Yep.
to unlearn. I had to go back into my family, and then when they would say things, I'd be like, don't say that.
Yeah.
That's not right. And then I would back that up why it wasn't right.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you're correct. So I've watched my father post
Change.
things recently on Facebook where I'm just like proud of him.
Yeah. You know
and
what, Chris?
that's being a better person.
Chris, now that you say that, like, I forgot an influential woman in my life, and that's Little Ladybug. Because you know what?
baby.
Yeah, the sweet baby. You know what? I learned more from her than I do anything else in the world. Because I will tell you that, like, her age group, they are so... You want to talk about woke.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
just
yeah.
being raised... And
They have no idea, yeah.
They're just being raised in a world where it's like so many things are more acceptable.
Yes.
Like she saw a little boy at the park one day that was wearing like a princess outfit, and we were like, "Oh God, please don't be mean to this little boy." Like we didn't think she would be, but like you never know what a little
Right.
kid's gonna do. And she just went and played with him and told him how sweet his dress was and all this stuff. And we talked about it in the car, and we were like, "So did you like that little boy's dress?" And she goes, "Yeah. Why wouldn't I?"
Yeah. It's
And
great.
it was so pretty.
Right.
That's great.
And we're like, yeah, like little boys can wear dresses, right? And she goes, yeah, everybody can wear dresses. That never, ever would have happened when we were that age.
No.
Never.
No. Well, and that's what I was trying. Like that's
Yeah.
in like you said in conjunction. Like that's what I was trying to say is
Yeah.
that we.
Yeah,
Like,
we just want our kids, like
be better
speaking from a
people.
Yeah.
parent's
Yeah.
perspective, is like, I just want to raise you to be the best person you can be. And I don't care
Well,
if you get a bachelor's degree. I don't care if you
Sure.
get a master's. I just want you to go farther than I have. And I don't want you to work as hard as I had to.
Sure.
And that's it.
And I think we got off on a tangent. I think you still
Sorry, James.
were. And I feel bad about it, but go, keep going.
Oh, I don't really have a list past my mom.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
And that's
Your
fair.
mom's pretty badass. So
And that's fair. Because I'm gonna bring up my mom.
Aw,
Your mom was gonna be on my
Debbie.
list, but I figured I would let you
All
talk
the
about
boys
that
were
one.
their moms. Good job.
No,
Good job,
I mean,
boys. Good
job.
My mom is the first and foremost the feminine person in my life, and my
Your
mom
mom
would
is
teach me.
wonderful.
She would teach
Hi,
me
Debbie.
good things. She would teach me good things. She taught me bad things. And as life has gone on, I've taught her things. As I should. As that's a thing that should happen. Now, on that note, another like influential woman in my life was my grandmother Frances. She's the one who taught me to love pro wrestling.
I love that.
That's why Ray is on the show.
That's why Ray. And we love Ray.
She would bring home every Friday the wrestling magazine she got at the
Aw.
store, and she knew it was fake. What? I'm sorry. Scripted. And then-
We
It
don't
wasn't
use the
fake.
F word in this presence.
But I would come over to her house, and she would go, "Did you see Ronnie Garvin attack Ric Flair?" And they gave him all that money afterwards. And I was a kid. I was like, "Does she not know it's not real?" And she would give me ringside seats. She would go out of her way to like do these things, and that was amazing. I was like, So to this day, and then it was so weird. Like, I hated country music. Hated it. Every time I came over, Nashville Network, CMT. To this day, favorite music in the world, country music.
Can I tell you, I have a secret, and this is because I grew up out in Moriarty, Stanley area.
I lived in Estancia for a little bit. We should talk. Okay.
We should talk. I have a deep love for a little, like, early country.
I love early country. Oh, Chris is tearing
I'm sorry I
up.
interrupted you. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
No.
It's all good.
You started talking about country music and how it meant to you, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh.
So then it goes into like Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn is.
Oh my God.
Chris is like crying.
You're gonna
So
make
Jack White did a record with Loretta Lynn. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing. Like, have you ever heard that record?
Yes. I'm a huge Loretta Lynn fan.
Yes.
So he goes and does this record with her. And then they get done, and he's like, oh, man, everybody thought... He was like, walk into this room. Like, Loretta Lynn invited him to her house. And then she was like, I want you to produce my new record. And he was like, everyone thought I went in, and, like, she had these songs, and I picked the 10 best songs. He's like, she had this whole huge room with cases of music that she had written. And everyone thought, like, we just went in and picked, like, 10 of the best songs. We, like, went through everything. And he goes, we didn't. We picked one box. And we made 10 songs out of that one box.
I got
And
to... Oh, sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
amazing. Like, have you ever heard that record?
Yes.
And it's like, what the fuck, you know? So I think Loretta Lynn is amazing. She went through, like, this husband that, like, beat her ass.
She went through a lot of stuff.
All
Not
kinds
only
of
that, but
crazy
like she
shit.
grew up super poor.
Yeah, coal miner's daughter.
Yes.
So when I was little, I was a huge
Yeah.
fan of that movie and her music. And my
Yeah.
mom was like, I don't know where her fandom came from, but like, here it is, and we're going to support it. I went to visit my family in Kentucky. We have like family reunions out there. I don't go anymore, but I got to go to like her family home from when she was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And you saw it, and they like tell the story of like everything she went through. And I should have brought up Loretta Lynn too, but like she went through abuse. She lived through like poverty. She did all this stuff, and not only that, but she came out with like a good attitude, and she loved her kids, and she loved the world, and she loved music, and she was so happy. And
she weirdly loved Jack White in that
also,
music video.
yeah.
That makes no sense.
I think
It's
she
kind of
just
scary a
Makes
little
no
bit.
sense.
she like has an open mind.
Everybody's
and I
like,
think,
are they banging?
I mean, good for
She's
her if
70,
they
but-
were. You know, I mean, who wouldn't bang Loretta Lynn?
I'll say, and
But,
so then
yeah.
let me keep going.
Oh yeah, sorry, Chris.
Number 4.
Didn't mean to.
Ma Belle Carter. If you have no idea who Ma Belle Carter is, you watch any person to this day play the guitar. Now you go watch Ma Belle Carter. Ma Belle Carter was one of the original queens of country music. She could play both hands. She didn't like strum. She played both up and down the guitar, which was just not a thing.
No, she's
Just
one
not
of
a
the
thing.
picking pioneers, wasn't she?
Yes.
She was a
And-
genius.
Jesus, like I was watching her and I was just like, yeah, this is so amazing. And music is such a big thing in my life. I was just like, wow, why is this person not known in the world? She's just kind of, you say Ma Belle Carter, everybody's like, oh, the Carter family. Go watch Ma Belle Carter.
But really-
Go watch videos of Ma Belle Carter and go, holy shit.
Prodigy.
Yeah. Like her and Charo are the two people that no one
I
knows.
love Charo.
Have you ever seen
Charo
Charo?
was such.
How
oh
did I
my
not
gosh!
mention
How did we
that?
not mention Charo, dude? She was such A pioneer for Latino women. For
All I knew was she
women
did
in
when I was a
music.
kid. All I knew she was like coochie coochie, you know.
Coochie, coochie,
Dude,
coochie, coochie.
And then I
She-
saw her as an adult, and I was like, "Holy fuck, she
She's
can play
amazing.
the goddamn guitar like I've never
She can
seen."
play so many things, and she was so talented, like acting, singing, just
playing
being.
the guitar, one of the top 5 guitarists in the world.
And her comedic timing,
Yeah.
like I know nobody else cares about this, but like her comedic
No, but it's
timing
important.
Yeah.
is genius.
Well,
That
you're
is
a package.
that
You're-
yeah,
when you're-
everything.
Yeah, when you're up and doing your
Yeah.
art, it's like you are a package. People
Yeah.
Yes.
think like there are very few. There's some Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Go up and be like, I am nothing else. Like I am Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
There are those people.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we are so unforgiving as humans that we
Yeah.
expect you to be this whole package of something. And Charo, I am so happy you brought her up
Dude,
because
amazing.
Amazing.
My first exposure, I was young, and I was watching Thumbelina, and she is
yeah.
actually the mama frog in Thumbelina.
Oh,
wow.
yeah,
is
that's
based off of her
right.
character. And I remember being like, I was watching it with I think my dad, and I was like, oh, I don't like the mama frog, and he was like, do you know who she is supposed to be?
Yeah.
And and I was like, no, I don't. She's just, I don't like her, like because in the movie they paint her to be this woman,
right.
and he's like, no, but look at Charo and her and like Eartha Kitt and these women who
Yeah,
who were different in their time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think because they were different in their time, and
They were
such
ahead of
this-
their time,
ahead of
really.
their
I
time,
didn't even
so
know
ahead
Charo
of their
played
time.
the guitar.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
to know that she was one of the top 5
Yes,
in the world.
she's
But
amazing.
if you ever get a chance, go watch Ma Belle Carter, and she is the reason Charo is who she is.
Oh wow.
Ma Belle Carter is this, like, she was the patriarch of the family, and she's over there playing the guitar like Tom Morello.
Wow.
Like bang, 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 and she's like flying up and down the neck of the guitar, which she may have invented. We don't know,
I
but
mean,
it's there.
But she could do it. So
but
fucking A, she could do
but
it.
from women who were performing at that time, she broke that mold.
Oh, yeah.
Also because a lot of
Yeah.
singer-songwriter women, I mean, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, name is like totally escaping me right now.
Strumming?
But, you look at other women like Patsy Cline, and
Yeah.
you look
Sure.
at like, and
They were all just singers.
They were all just singers,
Ma
and
Belle
for
was
the
doing
most
both.
part,
Bum, 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 bum.
exactly. When a woman would play guitar,
Yeah.
it was very acoustic, very
Yeah.
strummy,
Yes.
very different. But to have chops and have almost that like flamenco sense
Yeah.
to it.
Have you seen? Okay, she's coming here. It's sold out. Have you seen Brittany Howard play?
oh, I love
I
Brittany
have
Howard.
not seen Brittany Howard.
I've
play.
seen her. I
Brittany
saw her.
Howard
And
is
I am
amazing.
excited.
Are you
to-
going?
No, but I am just gonna stand outside and hope that someone
Me too.
doesn't show
I'll
up.
stand out there with you.
Let's stand out there and
Yeah.
So there
hopefully
may be something I
someone-
can do about that.
For both of us?
Maybe. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm not even talking.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm listening.
I saw the Alabama Shakes play at Pope George.
Yes.
Now, as a singer, it's hard enough singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She sings as good as Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
I'm not shitting.
And playing
Agree.
an instrument at the same time.
Not just playing an instrument at the same time. Because like Billy Joe Armstrong plays a guitar at the same time,
Yeah.
and it's like very rhythm, three chords. She fucking takes that Fender, lifts her boobs up,
Yep.
puts it underneath, and shreds
Goes
it.
to town.
At the same time as she sings. She plays lead guitar and sings. And I've heard people go, well, I don't know the big deal, but that's a big fucking
Dude,
deal.
it is a huge deal. I
That's a big
cannot
fucking
walk
deal.
and chew gum at the same
Yeah,
time.
let alone doing that.
Yeah.
People who can do that, and
So-
like everyone who
I
can do
always
that,
say that
I
she
am.
was the,
I
she was
support
the
you so
child of
much.
Jimi Hendrix and Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, I could totally see
So-
that.
She's dope.
I was
She's
supposed to
amazing.
see Alabama Shakes
Yeah.
play in Taos.
Oh gosh.
And I had tickets and I was so
Yeah.
excited. And it was the year that my third bout with cancer happened. And my doctor was like, you're going to do some intense chemo this week. And I was like, no, I can't. Like, I have Alabama Shakes tickets and I have to go. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. So
honey.
I kept my tickets because I was like, no, I'm still going to go. I'm still going to do this. There was no
Well,
way I was going to be in the car.
I'll talk to people.
Thanks, Chris. Because I had tickets, needed to go see her, and like could not. I even wasted the ticket. I didn't even give them away because I held on to them for so long. Because she's amazing.
She is.
Dude, and her soul showed out within like 2 weeks.
Minutes.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where
I'm assuming it.
where they record somebody and you're like, this band sounds amazing, and then you go see them live and you go, holy shit, they could not put
Her
this
song-
on the recording.
The Alabama Shake song "Hold On" has literally got me through everything.
If you ever hear it live, it's like you honestly feel like. So, I love like recorded music, and if people go, why do you like live music so much? And it's because of those certain moments, and it's rare.
You can feel the emotion.
No, where you can sit there and go, wow, this person surpassed the limitations of what recording could do.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, they could not actually take this thing, record it, and convey it to people recorded. And there are people, I mean, when you hear it, you're like, fuck me. And then you go like buy their shit and you're like, eh.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with you. I
And
absolutely agree that there's people like that.
That is her. And I was like, I was in Pope Joy and I was like, motherfucker, this is amazing. This is what people were like. This is why people were like, because like I hear Aretha Franklin and I understand Aretha Franklin,
Yeah.
but I don't think we really do understand Aretha Franklin because we haven't heard Aretha Franklin live.
Right.
No, and being
You know?
being in the space with somebody is so
Different.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very different.
But then there's
It
times
affects
where
you, like, emotionally.
So that it's the opposite of the auto-tune thing. Like there's times where you like go hear a band and you're like, okay, they cleaned this fucking band up a lot. And
Yeah.
then the opposite of that is Jesus, they couldn't even contain this.
Right.
And that's the thing. Do you feel that way sometimes?
I strive for that. I feel like I am very we're actually in the process of creating a new album right now.
What's the name of the record?
Oh, have we had anyone chime in?
No, we haven't.
I'm like, first 5, you'll be the contender.
if anybody wants, so we got about 5 minutes left.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if anybody wants to chime in
Time
and
flies.
give a
Or even later, if you come and look at this later and you watch
Yeah.
it later, because I have a bunch of friends who are like, I'm not gonna be able to tune
I'm
in.
just gonna
'cause they're
send
working.
you-
Come send me all your
All
album
week.
ideas.
You're gonna
Yeah.
hate me. I'm just gonna come up with
I could never hate
ridiculous.
it.
Oh,
Can we say what the idea is so far?
Oh my gosh, yes, Barney will
Barney?
be so happy.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven is and
I love Barney so much, but
That's
I know.
very northern New Mexico.
I kind of one of my suggestion was yes, it is about comma it is about you.
I love that one.
Because, and this is only because, as we were like talking earlier about exes and things and
Yeah.
everything, there are so many, like there's times that I won't hear from people for like years.
Yeah.
Years. And then something comes out, some music or whatever, and they're like, so that one time we went camping, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, it is not about you.
It's not about you.
It's not.
I like-
believe it or not, it's not about you.
But it is.
It is. But so I kind of want to call it, yes, it is about you.
I have the opposite.
So that
problem.
everyone can just spiral, but I don't know if that's just mean.
I have the opposite problem of you guys because what I get, I write jokes very specifically about very specific people, and they deserve it. To be fair, they totally deserve it. But one of the worst ones that made one of my best jokes came to a show, and I thought for sure you're going to know exactly that this is about you, and you're going to be embarrassed. And he came up to me and literally, it was not you, literally walks up to me and goes, "Who was that joke about? That sounded awful." And I'm like,
some douchebag.
Can I tell you right now? That, in my experience, he knows.
he knows.
Like they know.
He knows.
There's either the straight up front of like,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
fuck, that
Yeah.
was totally about me. Was it about me? I have to know. Or it's the like dance of, it was so intense. That's a heavy song. I mean,
Yeah.
was it about? Like the more oomph they
Yeah.
put behind it, it's
like,
Well, I mean,
but
and they always make that noise too, like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hey
It's
there,
on.
Delilah. What's the matter? You imagine? I mean,
I'm just gonna make a whole album that's just names.
Why not? You know,
is the Chris in that song about you? I'll be like, I don't know.
I have a couple of set
Could
lists.
be.
I have a couple of
Maybe.
set lists from
Yours will be called The Mayor. Down
the mayor.
And they'd be like, is that about you? No.
No,
It's
not
about
at
the
all.
other woman.
Victoria Van Dam.
I have a couple of set lists in my repertoire. Repertoire? I don't know.
you got it
That
right.
is literally men's names of just people because there's no other way to
There should be
name
just
that
one-
joke.
There should be one random woman, right?
I know, just
Right.
like and
and
Susie,
Karen.
Karen.
You know who you are, Karen.
But I had a set list, and somebody had me sign it for them because they thought it was so funny that like they asked to see my set list, and it was just like Justin, Austin, douchebag, you know, and like all these names. And they were like, "This is so cool. Will you sign it for me?" I was like, "Okay, you can have my piece of notebook paper."
Secret was all douchebags.
Secret is they were all jerks.
All right, so we've come to the end of the road here.
I feel so bad.
Why?
Because Ray had questions.
No, it's
that
okay.
I never got to
Ray.
answer. No,
Yeah.
he was like, I looked at the last podcast. I wanted to talk to
Yeah.
you. We'll talk personally,
That's
and
all
we
right.
also didn't talk about South by.
I know.
do you want to do about
shit.
10 minutes on that? We can do 2 more minutes.
I can.
Are you guys cool
I
with
can
10
do
more
it.
minutes?
I'm fine.
Are you
I
guys
mean,
in
we
a
could do
hurry?
a solid.
I'm
2.
not.
We don't have to
You're
talk
in a
about
hurry?
South by either.
I'm not. I
Ray
said
needs to
I'm-
get out of here.
Yeah.
Ray needs to get out of here.
Okay.
So
Do you want to
really,
get out of here and we'll finish?
No.
He's like, no.
I mean, I can make it skinny.
Can you
I
just kind of tell real quick?
Yes,
on the
I will
South by
tell. I will say very quickly. So, one of the reasons not one of the reasons. I'm always happy to be here. One of the things I was going to talk about on this show, when you said earlier, you're like, is there anything you want to promote? And one of the things I was going to promote was our big South by Southwest tour.
Right.
So this show that we have coming up with Pawn Shop Poster Boys, Aboard, and other bands was supposed to be a tour kickoff
Oh, yeah.
to our big South by Southwest tour. And we had
Right.
about 6 South by gigs. And we had, we were also going to be in El Paso, San Antonio, Arlington with Dust City Opera, actually.
Never heard
who's
of any
another,
of those cities. Anyway,
who's
go ahead.
we were supposed to be, do a big Texas tour. And due to the coronavirus, they have actually canceled a lot of South by Southwest
Wow.
to the amount
canceled
that
all of it.
They canceled
Yeah.
all of it.
Canceled all
So
of it, yeah.
we were talking about it about a week ago. We had a practice, and Joey was like, we really need to think about our seriousness of whether we're going or not, because of everything that's happening. And at that point, it was right before the film festival was kicking off.
Yeah.
And a bunch of panels had already pulled out, a bunch of
Yeah.
companies.
Netflix,
the Mr.
Everybody's
the Mr. South by of
Yeah.
all of the South by Southwest, one of the main producers, he made a public statement that said that it was morally irresponsible
Yeah.
for us to actually host an event like
Yeah.
this, because last year the numbers were 400,000 people.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
That's
being,
a place to just fucking spread it right across.
oh, absolutely. And
And then everyone takes it right home. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would have been our 7th time going to South by.
Yeah. Officially
and,
or unofficially?
unofficial.
Okay.
Unofficial. I mean, we officially go, but
Yeah.
as far as music lines, we're unofficial. But South by is such this huge,
Yeah.
It's
huge
huge.
thing
Yeah.
that even if you are there unofficial, you are essentially
Yeah,
there
you're
as
there.
a band.
Yeah.
Because really the official part of South by Southwest is so expensive and so pushed to the elite now that
Yeah.
I think that what South by was built off of and what South by was meant to be is what all of the unofficial showcases are.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
and that's because
The same
it's
goes for the
musicians
comedy
supposing-
stuff too. Yeah.
musicians
All,
supporting musicians,
movie, everything.
everything. Yes, it's yes. Do they all want to go rub elbows with the Foo
Sure.
Fighters? Absolutely, but Dave Grohl is only going to do one private set
Yeah.
in one private thing, and so
And it's in Santa Ana Star Center.
Yeah.
huzzah!
They are actually.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You know
my
that?
God.
Yeah.
They
know
are.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Joey,
we'll see. I
You
mean,
guys
maybe
will
they
have to
won't.
come to
We'll
my
see.
neck of the woods for that.
I mean,
so.
maybe the
We can do that.
coronavirus will stop that too. We'll see.
We'll see. I don't know,
Um,
but so due to that, we were kind of on the fence of whether we were going to go in general, and then honestly, the decision was made for us.
Yeah.
And the whole thing got canceled. And
The city of Austin made it.
Yeah.
yes, the city of Austin, which I absolutely understand.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
but I would like to say that the only platform I have on this, like, it all sucks, it's all terrible, it's all happen. We are not comparing numbers of the flu.
Right.
No.
And this year alone, like, so many people have died from just the flu.
Yeah.
That if you look at the numbers, coronavirus has a 2%
It sucks.
fatality rate, but you aren't looking at the full.
No.
So let
the
me
full
tell you
gauge of
this.
everything.
The only people that have to worry are people like me. So I am actually immune
Deficient.
deficient.
Yeah.
Like, so I went through chemotherapy and all that stuff. My immune system is still building. So for people like me, scary.
Yeah.
For sure. Totally scary. I'm going to tell you right now, Hamster and I had a really real conversation just last night
Yeah.
that if coronavirus shows up in New Mexico, I'm probably not going to do the open mic for a while.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because I don't
because-
have an immune system. But I got an email from my doctor that was like, hey, you've been red flagged just because your immune system sucks. And this is what I'm going to tell everybody. If you have an okay immune system, if you start getting symptoms, go to the doctor. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because we are not a third world country. All right.
No.
We have good health care. Is it expensive?
Yes.
That's a whole other discussion. But no hospital is going to turn you away
Right.
if you have the symptoms. But if you are immune deficient, like myself,
Yeah.
that's when you have to be worried. So, like, somebody like me, I would not go to South by Southwest.
Right.
You know? But
As you
do
shouldn't.
I think everybody needs to buy up all the toilet paper?
No.
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 And also, do I think that, like, everybody in America should be freaking the fuck out? No. I'm sorry to say it. Unpopular opinion.
A little
I
bit.
think it's fanning the flames. I think there's a healthy medium. There's a happy medium of freaking outness. But if I'm not freaking out,
Yeah.
which, like, somebody like me, I would die.
Well,
Period.
If this is your first go in life of washing your hands,
Yeah, I mean, wash your
Look,
hands, take care of yourself, eat good foods.
so I'll only say this to you. I hear what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying, and I believe what you're saying. But I also believe that there's something we're not being told somewhere, somehow, some way. And the only reason I say that is because South by Southwest got canceled.
Yeah,
The NASA conference got canceled.
Yep.
Yep.
Adobe got canceled.
of course.
E3 got canceled.
I mean, look, I'm not
And
saying that
this
everybody's
is
being
billions
dramatic.
of dollars
Right.
that they know something that we may not know.
I'm not saying that everybody's
Aren't the
being
Olympics up in the air
dramatic.
too?
Olympics are up in the air.
I mean, soccer, Italian soccer.
March
that's
Madness,
not happening.
they're talking about having games with no fans.
Yeah. Soccer, they're already doing
mean,
that in Europe.
This is
They're already doing
This
that.
is a little insane to me.
It is insane, but however,
yeah, we'll see.
I think-
we'll
But I
see.
feel like also there's a level of, like, now
Think
we
about
have to
how
learn
many-
from history.
yeah.
We have to learn from everything that's happened. Like,
I'm not.
I don't
MERS.
doubt we all lived through Y2K.
Okay, agreed.
With everybody freaking
Agreed,
out
agreed.
in the same degree.
But that's a okay. That's a
But
completely
also,
It's a completely different
Chris,
thing. It is
I
a completely different
I want to
thing.
say something. I want to say
It's not a
something,
virus.
and I don't want everybody to think that I'm like diminishing the importance because I
Okay.
just said that if it spreads to New Mexico, I'm not going to go do open mics. However, think about all the people that are profiting off of the hysteria.
Okay, let me say that that's true, but it makes me happy that there's a lot of people who've given up a lot of fucking money
I mean, sure, that's
to
great.
make sure.
But maybe
that
they
we
should
are
give up
safe.
that money for
So
other
what
things
I was about
too.
to say
Yeah.
You know,
was like, we've lived through all of these big.
Yeah.
I feel like we are, as humans, prone to panic.
Sure.
I think that we, especially when we don't understand something, especially because, we don't understand this virus. But I remember years ago when swine flu was happening, this is a
Same
completely
thing,
different
yeah.
thing.
H1N1,
Completely different
SARS,
thing.
whatever.
yeah.
But we've lived through these things many times. It is human nature to freak out to this degree. And so, and I don't think it is unsupported. I
No.
think that we should, because we saw what happened before,
Yeah.
where we had multiple people, like thousands of people die. We had China's numbers are not being honest. I completely believe.
No.
Well,
at
and that's the
all.
other problem,
And so
too.
Well, we could
is
talk about
that-
this all day.
We could
Yeah.
talk about this all day. I didn't mean to open this wormhole. I was
yeah.
talking
No,
about
it's
South
totally
by
fine.
Southwest.
That's fine.
But I think that like so many people are like, oh, that sucks. Like nobody should be freaking out like that. And I'm like, does
they
it suck?
should.
Yes.
At a drop of a hat, I'll go burn down a building.
Like
That's my hysteria.
Thanks, James.
I
James
think
here
there's,
helping the cause.
I think there's
But
a happy medium.
Well,
I think there's a
I feel
happy
like-
medium.
Okay.
Honestly, I support us being cautious.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
support
think you should
being
be cautious, but
Yes,
I don't
be
think you should go
cautious.
crazy.
No.
South
but-
by Southwest and all the things should be canceled for sure. But I'm saying not everybody's gonna like.
No.
Everybody, calm down. You
I
don't
mean,
need to go
Ray's
buy
had it like 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. Look
And
at
Tell
Ray's
me where it
here,
burns.
looking like a
I would
champ.
burn
You
it
need
down.
toilet
with his
paper when
announcer
you went
voice
through
and everything.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
Not a scratch
I,
in there.
All right.
Bought Costco out. so.
Okay, cool.
I
Alrighty.
did, so I will say this. The other day I was at Walmart and I was like, I wasn't like afraid for the virus that I bought toilet paper. I was afraid everyone was going to buy all the toilet paper.
Yes,
So I
that's
was like-
another thing
I was
that's
like,
happening.
I should get enough toilet paper that I'll be okay.
Or we
And why are
just
people buying toilet paper?
Yeah,
Because
why are
they're
people
quarantined
buying-
in their house for
Yeah.
2 weeks and you
That's
can't
true.
leave and you can't have anyone bring you things. So it's like people are freaking out because they
Shouldn't they be
think they
wearing
Oh,
might
no,
be
it's fine. I have a
quarantined.
gun. They can bring me things.
yeah. So
Point the gun at them.
everything.
So we went for like regular cleaning supply run, and we couldn't buy all of our cleaning supplies
Right.
because Miss has like a thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 5 of each, right? No, it's 5 in total. So you can only get like hand soap, Clorox,
Can you
like
get that purple liquid cleaner thing?
yeah, but you
Kabam.
can only get 5
Or
things
something
in
like that.
total.
Fabuloso.
Fabuloso.
That's it.
You can only
Yeah.
get 5 things in total. I don't think Fabuloso is included.
That's
I don't
bullshit.
Yeah.
Fabuloso is the
That'll save
shit.
your life.
Discrimination.
I drink
But
that.
it was
I drink
crazy.
that stuff.
And then like we were just buying toilet paper and like hand soap and normal things for normal reasons. Just we're out. We were limited, so we had to choose.
All right, well, be safe. Be safe, everyone.
Wash your hands. It shouldn't take a virus to
Wash
tell us to
your
wash our
butt.
hands.
No, wash your hands, wash your butt.
Wash your face. If us teaching you now to
Wash your hands with your butt.
Yeah.
Is your first clue to it you
Hot
you're
water,
fine.
folks. Hot water.
If
I
you
wanna
got
thank-
it.
I want to thank Amanda Machon. for
Oh
being
my
on the
gosh.
show.
Y'all, I am so happy to be here.
Red light
Thank
cameras.
you so much.
What do you got going on?
Thank you so much.
Tell everybody where to find you, find your music, find everything.
Oh my gosh. Please follow our music. We are available on Spotify. We're available on iTunes. We're available on CD Baby. Red Light Cameras Band. .com is our website. You can go check that out. We also have I have my own Instagram, Machones, if you would like to come and follow me. We have a show next Saturday at Launchpad with it's going to be an awesome local show. I may be working with a band to have a little spa, so it'll be some fun. Yeah, and I am so happy to be here. I would like to say the first time I was on here, I yelled at Chris because
What did you yell at me for?
I yelled at you because you had all of the boys in my band on the show.
Oh, that's right.
And you had never had me on the show. And now I'm on here 2 times.
Yeah.
So all those boys can suck.
So we had Barney and Chris first.
Barney and Chris first, and then
Joey's
Joey's been on as like a guest little like ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
Many times. Like I think Dandy was on the show and he called in.
I don't know who Dandy is.
I know.
Who's that?
Who the fuck is Dandy?
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
But we Joey's been on the show in different. I remember being in the van and sleeping and waking up and Joey being like, "Well, my favorite hot sauce is out of all the Taco Bells," and was like making a list. I was like, "Who are you talking to?" He's like, "I'm on tendering minimum.
I'm calling it.
Minimum. I'm on tendering minimum." And I came up to you at a show and I was like,
You did.
and I was like, "Listen."
No. I will explain this situation. You come up to me and you go, "Hey, I would like to be on tendering minimum," and then you showed up to the studio and you went, "Oh, is this video?
Oh, I remember that.
And you were stone cold busted that you never had watched the show.
I was.
I
just want to say.
I was. Well, and I had, because I felt like I was connected to the show in so many other ways of listening and like being look at my trying to dig myself out of my fucking hole.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But
I remember the first time you came, I was so nervous to talk to you.
Yeah.
And now we're like friends. It's fine.
Now we're all friends.
But at first, I was like, oh God, it's Amanda. I can't talk to her. This is crazy.
No.
I don't know what to do. And then you were so nice.
Like,
It was great.
always talk to me.
So is that do you have any more to promote?
Other than making sure you watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
Come on.
10
drink minimum.
Before you come on, don't walk in and go, oh, this is good. Peter Travisani didn't walk in and go, oh, this is video?
Whatever.
He did not.
Listen, but to be fair, you did not invite me on here. I demanded I come on here,
That
and
is
then
fair.
was like, shit, I didn't put makeup on.
Well, I didn't tell the rest of that story. You walked in and go, I want to be at the drink. And I was like, okay. That's how I was there.
I'm like, let's not leave out that part. I wanted to be on here.
Fair. That's fair. So yeah, check those guys out. Red Light Cameras, man. They're one of the greatest bands in Albuquerque.
Amazing.
Soon to be the world.
Hopefully, put it in the universe, man. We
Yeah,
would
man.
love to. We are, I will say we are, everybody, one of the big questions, I will leave with this. Sorry, and I'm going to wrap up your show.
Okay.
A lot of people always ask, like, when are you going to move to LA? When are you going to move to New York? When are you going to move somewhere bigger?
You don't have to.
That's always my answer. Is we
Yeah.
don't have to, because we are in Albuquerque. We are happy. We love it here. We are
Straight up.
We are yours, Albuquerque. And if there's one thing that I know about Albuquerque, is we love each other.
Yes.
And
Albuquerque
we support
loves
each other
hard.
Yes, absolutely.
And you don't have to move. You just go visit.
Yeah. Just go to LA
Exactly.
for a
I'm
day.
like, we are in LA every 6 months.
Because I'm sorry, does LA mean Allah?
Allah.
Allah. Holly, what do you got going on?
I have a show on March 29th, hosted by, organized by Royal Wood, but he's not even going to host it. It is all ladies to celebrate Women's Month.
Woohoo.
So it's all local ladies. That's at Thirsty Eye Brewing on March 29th, which means I'm going to miss the show. Sorry, Chris.
Nope. You'll be here. Or
Okay,
fire.
I'll figure it out. It's not far from here. I'll just
We'll go to
walk
you.
back and forth. And then every Monday, so tomorrow, like every Monday, is going to be my open mic with Royal at Founders downtown. And this week is my birthday week, so I'm
Nice.
sure I'll be super drunk. Follow my Instagram to see the password for tomorrow. I don't know how much longer they're going to let us make up our password. So,
Really?
yeah, I mean, we've gotten
Trouble?
not in trouble, but like we're pushing it. You put 2 comedians in charge of
Yeah, they are
a
pretty
password
pushing it.
for a speakeasy.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Cock Gobbler was a little too much.
Wait, what was it?
He's not going to say it again.
That might be the password for tomorrow now. What was it, Chris?
Cock Gobbler.
Yeah, that'll be the password.
did.
It's my
What's the
birthday
password,
week.
Sir?
Cock Gobbler.
Birthday week.
Penis.
It's birthday
eater.
week. I'm gonna
Girl,
make
you do what you want.
all the boys say cock gobbler tomorrow.
There you go.
You heard it here
Cum
first.
Guzzler.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cum guzzler.
That
I
made
like
Ray-
it.
that made Ray shriek.
But also, as always, you can follow me on. Oh my God! I keep forgetting. March 27th, Kurt and I will be at El Rey, and
Nice.
that's it.
You can follow me, Ray Basuda, anywhere you follow people. Smiley.
Oh, already? As always, you can see me on the second season of Midnight Texas on Hulu and NBC, still streaming on Netflix. You can, if you look really close, you can see me on Daybreak. I have a blue jersey on. It's really nice.
Nice.
And I think it's still currently on Thursdays on Fox's Deputy. And you can see me playing a photojournalist.
Oh, I thought you said pedophile.
Oh my God!
Just kidding.
Photojournalist.
Oh, I was looking for the pedophile. You
Yeah.
told me.
Now, where's the guy that's like touching children? Where's that guy?
There's no vans.
He drives up in a van. He's like, "You kids get in for the candy." I'm just kidding. So I don't really have much. My Instagram is at 10drinkminimum, at 10drink, and Twitter is at 10drinkminimum. You can catch us most Sundays here from 6 to 8 p.m. On 10drink, facebook.com/10drink. Next Sunday, we have a special guest bartender. His name is Brandon Smith, and he is the winner of the Master of the Manhattan. So he will be here next week.
Can I come next week just to have a Manhattan?
Yeah. Do that, totally.
Can I just pop in and have a Manhattan by the Master of Manhattans?
That would be mad,
Just
right?
pop in whenever
You think
want.
I'm kidding?
No.
No, come.
I know where you live now.
No, it's totally fine. If people want to come in and sit in like that, I'm totally fine with that. As long as I
Hamster
know
might
ahead of
come
time.
sit in too. It'll be fine.
That's fine.
We can put some
I have
seats
more
back
chairs.
here.
Oh my
I have
gosh,
more
yay.
chairs. So come check us out next week. It's going to be a great show. Thank you, Amanda, for being on the show.
Yay.
Thank you for
Always
having
a
me.
pleasure. I think you're amazing.
I think you're amazing. I think all of you.
Yay.
Thanks.
Thank you
Amanda.
so much. I'm happy to be
They're
here.
okay. I'm amazing. I'm just kidding.
My dear
my
friends,
JK,
I adore you all.
We adore you.
I adore you.
And thank you guys for watching. With that,
We are 10 drink minimum.